My gosh. Hello. Ooh, my live? Oh my gosh. Hello? I hope I'm live because I haven't streamed. I haven't streamed in a week or like almost 2 weeks. Oh, I spoiled the ending. Yeah, sorry about this ugly thing because I'm using PowerPoint to show my photos. So it's gonna be a bit scuffed. But yeah, we work with what we have. Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? I've been missing for 2 weeks. I went on vacation and then I was dead busy for the past week and I've only got time to stream now. And by now, I mean for these couple of hours before I have to do a lot of other big girl obligations. But anyway, welcome everybody. Yeah, so like I mentioned, I just came back from my trip, so this stream is just gonna be a little comfy chit chat about my vacation. So yeah. Is that the Phobos? Yeah, it is me. Hi Tyru. Nice to see you here. Real life sucks, that is true. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I was late because I was rushing out this. So you see this overlay, this really scuffed overlay that you see? You see? I came up with it like 2 minutes before stream. Cause yeah, I was doing some stuff before then, so yeah. Poor time management, what's new? But anyway, before I start talking about my trip, yeah, I just want to talk about what I've been up to recently. So, it's Seoul. Yeah, that's true, Chitori. Yeah, so lately, like I said, I've been up to my nose with work. I had like a art commission that I had to do, and I had a really tight deadline for it, and it didn't really take into account that I was going on vacation. So essentially, I spent the last week just rushing that out like crazy. Not to mention, I was also working on, well, I don't know if you guys have seen, but I did make a shimeji, a little shimeji project for Daya, because today was her first year anniversary. So yeah, I had to rush out. Well, most of the shimeji was done because I did that shimeji. I worked on that shimeji project for, I want to say, close to 2 months, and then, or more than that, almost 3 months. And then it was mostly the tidying up and also editing the video for the promotion of the shimeji. But yeah, that was a really fun project for me to make. And I started seeing people posting screenshots of their desktops using the shimeji, and oh, that makes me so excited. Like it feels so surreal to see people. Well, it feels surreal for me just seeing like my, I guess like people using my fan art for stuff like for thumbnails, or like I know there are people who have like who have printed out my fan arts as well. And so it's just crazy seeing it in the wild, and now seeing people using my shimeji is so wild. It's extremely high quality. You've been cooking it. Yeah, thank you, Chidori. Isn't it fun when things work out? Oh, definitely. That's why I do what I do. Even if it costs me a missed day of sleep. So basically, I stayed up. Well, I didn't sleep yesterday, so I skipped a day of sleep yesterday just trying to rush out work. I was downing a can of Red Bull throughout the night, and then I didn't go to sleep until, I want to say like 1 a.m. the next day. Yeah, I'm an EP girl. Yeah, I'm pretty bushed now. Plus, I just came back from the gym, so like, I'm doubly tired. Yeah, you could say. Who needs sleep anyways? That's right, sleep is for the weak, and I am not ready to call myself weak. But enough about that. So let's talk about my Japan trip, because I have so many photos to show you guys. I have so many. I probably put too much photos, to be honest, but I really just wanted to talk about it because I did have a really fun trip. So my trip was, it was almost 10 days, slightly under 10 days. No, actually it was 8 days. So it wasn't that long, but my parents and I, because I went with my parents, we made sure that the itinerary was packed to the brim. And I'll show you in a second what I mean. Because I think during this trip, I was averaging, I want to say, 4 hours of sleep per night. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I don't regret it. I got to see a lot of things. Got to visit a lot of pretty sick spots. So yeah. Okay, enough with the preamble. Okay, let's start with where I stayed. So I landed in Osaka, and we stayed in the hotel that's right next to Universal, because my parents and I, we were planning to go to Universal at some point during the trip. So my dad decided to book a hotel right next to the theme park, and as you can see, the window view is, you can see the entire park basically. It's pretty fun. You get to see people. You can actually hear people screaming on the roller coaster, which is, yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah, you can pretty much see like most of the rides operating from here where we were in our room. Yeah. And the hotel we stayed at, it was kind of like dinosaur themed, which I don't know if my dad did it on purpose, because he knows I love dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs to death, right? But I don't know if he booked this place on purpose. But look at that. Like, the gift shop is called the Rex Market. It has its own cute little T-Rex logo. And the store they were selling like dino tea infusers, which is so cute. Yeah, Kansai Airport. Yeah, I did come from Kansai Airport. Yeah, it's a really good view. He absolutely did it on purpose. Yeah, probably. He knew what he was doing. Yeah, and you see the popsicle ice cream sticks at the top left? I got to try those, and it's really good. I had like a kiwi and, was it kiwi? Kiwi and muscat grape popsicle. It was so good. And then my dad had a mango shortcake, which is the one on the very left, and it's so divine. It's like their top selling popsicle, and I can totally see why. It was really good. The Osaka Expo ones? Yeah, I actually did get to see the Osaka Expo. I have some pictures to show from that event as well. I can't unthink reading popsicle. Oh yeah, more dino themed stuff. This is the restaurant over there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this hotel is just themed after dinos, which is pretty cool. Because it was a Universal. It was the hotel is part of the Universal Studios resort, So I think this was supposed to be kind of like a tie-in to the Jurassic franchise. So that was pretty neat. Even the restroom. Even the restroom had dinosaurs on it. It's super cute. Like the men. It's like dinos in like dapper clothing, I suppose. Oh yeah, and so when I landed on the first day, it was already past. It was like late afternoon. So we couldn't really do much in the way of, we obviously we couldn't go to the parks anymore or travel very far out. So what my parents decided we should do was to visit Don Quixote. I think we visited the nearest Don Quixote. And over there, I saw so many. Okay, just a forewarning before I continue. Throughout this stream, I'm probably gonna mention 3 things a little bit too much. So the first thing is strawberries. I got really fixated on a lot of strawberry snacks during this trip, and you will see that later. The next thing is dinosaurs. Obviously, I've already mentioned that. It has already begun. So be warned. I will talk about dinosaurs. I have talked about dinosaurs, and I will keep talking about dinosaurs. And the third thing is Godzilla. I saw a lot of Godzilla related things on this trip, and it was glorious. Yeah. I was thinking how you barely might have caught the end of strawberry season here. Oh, so is strawberry season spring? Would that be strawberry season? Yeah, I did manage to see some pine berries for the first time in my life. Just the one on the left, I believe they are called pine berries. Just like the white strawberry. I didn't actually try them because my parents said they were expensive. At least at Donkey they were. And my dad said he wasn't too big a fan of the pine berries because he said it was just like a milder taste of strawberry. It tastes like strawberry, but like a milder flavor, if that makes sense. We love Godzilla, yes, I do too, very much. Early spring. Ah, yeah. I think it's nearing. Is it summer yet? I don't know if it's considered summer yet, or is it still the end of spring? But yeah, thinking about how good. Yeah, they look so good, right? I kind of regret not trying them because I don't know. They just look. When I look back at my photos, I'm thinking, maybe I should have just tried one, because you don't. I don't know. I don't get to try pine berries all the time, and Japanese ones no less. But well, I don't know. There's always next time. To you, the rainy season. Ah, okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like the transition period between spring and summer, I suppose. And then okay, speaking of strawberries, I did want to show you guys that they had a special section for people just like me. They had an entire strawberry section, like strawberry snacks, strawberry everything. They had, I think, strawberry chocolates. They had strawberry mochi, like cakes. They had all sorts of strawberry goods. I was trying so hard not to buy too many snacks because it's a bit difficult to bring back snacks for me because of customs. So I try not to buy too many food products if I can, but oh my goodness, I could not stop staring at this shelf in particular. And then my mom and we decided to get this strawberry. It's like a strawberry flavored alcohol. I'm not an alcohol buff, so to be honest, I don't actually know what kind of alcohol this was. I just know that it was yummy. It was yummy. Yeah. Ooh, speaking of strawberry products, this one's not a consumable, but guess what? They had strawberry toilet rolls. That's a thing. I think it's strawberry scented, which is... Oh, if I could bring these home, I would have bought stacks of them. I'm not even joking. Like, I can't imagine how... Like, your bum would smell so good. Like, I'm sorry, but wouldn't you want a nice smelling bum? And what better scent to make it smell like than strawberry? But yeah, this was absolutely phenomenal. Like, this is the kind of products that I come to Japan to see. Yeah, strawberry milk liquor. Yeah, basically it tasted just like strawberry milk, but with a bit of alcohol in it. Sasuga Japan. So true. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay, this is the first. This is gonna be the first of multiple mentions of Godzilla. There was an entire Godzilla section at Don Quixote, which I was not expecting, to be honest. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be doing much shopping on this trip. Just because, I don't know, I usually associate shopping trips with Tokyo, maybe? Like going to Akiba and stuff, but I was surprised. They had a lot of, a lot of character goods. I forget how complete Don Quixote is. Yay. Yeah, that was my feeling when I saw this. I was so excited. I was, oh, Godzilla. And of course, I couldn't resist snatching up a couple of plushies myself. And you can see, I got an embarrassing... I don't even want to say it, but I got an embarrassingly large number of Godzilla merchandise this trip. Just because we encountered so many Godzilla stores. I felt so spoiled, but I was also not prepared. I'm so glad that the airline I went with had like a really large luggage allowance, so yeah, at least I felt like I knew I would be able to purchase a lot of goods if I wanted to. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting to, be able to find this many character goods, I guess. On this trip, especially. But yeah. So I couldn't decide which Godzilla to go with, so, my undisciplined ass decided to just get both. But it's okay, I do like both, because Shin Godzilla is actually my favorite. Probably my favorite Godzilla design, so... Like, I like the face of the one on the left, but I love Shin Godzilla so much. So I had to get him. Did I go to Denden Town? Oh, I did not. I did not go to Denden Town. I know... So, I think my brother, he told me that Denden Town has a lot of Hololive goods. I assume that's like the Akiba of Osaka? Well, I'm just making a guess, but it sounds like it might be. But yeah, I did not make a trip there, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I feel like I did too much shopping on this trip as it is already. Getting both was the only right answer. Absolutely. In doubt, just get both Godzillas. Don't have to think about it. Let's see. Denden Town is so nice. I do want to visit at some point, but This trip, I was trying to limit because I wanted to go to more like either theme parks or sightseeing places. So I wasn't too keen to go to shopping districts, which is a bit of a joke because I did end up I did end up shopping quite a little bit too. Speaking of shopping, I did I did end up going to um Shinsaibashi Suji. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember the name anymore. I'm so glad I'm doing this stream now because if I do this any later than today, half of my memory would probably already be wiped. It's like the Akiba of Osaka, yes, Big Nerd District. That's where the mate game that I was playing is set in. Oh, so I was hoping you'd do some Oshikatsu stuff there. Oh, yeah. Definitely want to visit in the future though. The only time not going to a place is good because then you'd have... Yes, exactly, Rose, right? I was scared for my wallet, so I'm kind of... Yeah, I'm not kind of. I'm really glad I didn't go this time around. Yeah, I have to make sure I have enough baggage for when I go there too. Because usually I go with budget airlines and their allowance is pretty small. And I tend to be a bit frugal with buying baggage, so they usually only like carry-ons like 7 kilos, which is barely enough to carry your own stuff, let alone shopping shopping stuff. So yeah, to quote a friend who lives in Osaka, it feels exactly how old Akiba did. Oh, old Akiba. Has Akiba changed over the years? Because I have visited Akiba a couple of times, but I don't really know what's considered old and modern. But yeah, I did go to Shinsaibashi Suji, which is a long stretch of a shopping district, I suppose, with tons of stores. And I went to this gacha store, and I have a bit of a story about this gacha store actually, or not just this gacha store, but me playing the gachapon machines in general. So, you guys are probably not going to believe me, but I felt like the luckiest person ever that day. So, what do I mean? So we went into this gacha store, right? And my mom and I, we were playing the gachapon machines, and my dad too, like some machines. And I kid you not, believe it if you want to or not, but I must have played... So my mom likes to do this thing where she makes me play her gachas because she thinks I'm the lucky one, like air quotes, I'm the lucky one. So she likes to make me do like the gachas. Also because her logic is that if she plays a gacha and she doesn't get what she wants, she's gonna feel bad about it. So she wants to dissolve kind of like the... How do you say? Like, not say... I guess like she wants to dissolve the responsibility to me so that she doesn't feel as bad. So yeah, with a bit of context there, with that out of the way. So we must have played in this store alone, plus a few of the other stores around. Maybe around 10 or more. I think like I want to say we played about 10 to 12 machines. And I'm so serious when I say I got every single thing that my mom and I wanted. Like our top choice, our SSRs, we got, or I got, every single one of them. And I have no way to prove that. But really, I think by the fourth or the fifth time I was doing it, I was just awestruck. I was like, what's going on? It was getting to the point where I thought like something supernatural was going on. Because we would say out like, okay, I want this one, and we would point at the one that we want. And then I have this silly little superstitious ritual. I don't really take it that seriously, but it is a bit of fun. So I do this thing where before I crank the machine, I'll knock on the top choice 3 times after putting in the coins, and then I would turn the machine or turn the crank. And yeah, that's kind of like my lucky, how you call it, like a lucky dance, lucky ritual. And I got it for more than 10 times in a row. Not a single streak was broken. It was pretty insane. I don't know how I got that lucky. But yeah, it kind of ended. I think we went back to the store late at night just to try our luck again, and it didn't work out anymore. It was nuts. It was only during the daytime that I was lucky. And then for the rest of the, like, at night and the rest of the trip, my luck just dwindled. Like, it was, well, okay, basically it went back to like normal. Air quotes, right? Like, I wasn't lucky anymore, but it was so weird that it just happened in that span of like several hours where I was just getting everything I wanted. Does that knocking work for gacha mobile games? Oh, trust me, I do that with gacha games too. Usually, so I don't know. Okay, so it's not just a my mom thing, I suppose. My brother likes to play gacha games too, and he likes to make me do that. He likes to make me roll for his gachas too. I don't know why everyone likes to ask me to do their gachas, but they do, and I do the same ritual. Yeah, it's pretty silly. I'll just knock on the phone screen, like I'll knock on it with my knuckle 3 times, and then I'll click on like roll or wish or whatever. Does it really work? Probably not, but it is it's nice to think that it has some effect. Everyone keeping you around like an omamori. I know. No one wants to be culpable for their bad rolls, man. No one wants to say that they rolled something bad. They want to put the blame on me. Anyway, moving on from that crazy gacha story, which I will remember for the rest of my life. Oh, here's some photos of like stuff that I saw down the street. I thought this was really cute. They had a life-size Hachiware Casetify case on display at the Casetify store, which was super cute. I mean, I don't use Casetify, but I just thought this display was really cute. And oh yeah, by the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but I didn't manage to take proper photos of some of the things that I wanted to take pictures of without my oshikatsu. So you're gonna see some really cute girls here and there from time to time. I hope you don't mind. But yeah, some of my pictures just, yeah, because I think for some of the attractions, I just didn't really have time to take pictures. but I really wanted to do an oshikatsu. So yeah, I prioritized taking pictures with the acrylic stands. Dangerous pink creature. Yeah, who is this creature? She does look familiar, doesn't she? That plate is so lottie coated. I know. Okay, wait. I think I have. Oh, I don't have another picture of it. But yeah, the plate in the middle is so her. I had to take pictures of her individually with that dish just because it looks so. It's just so lottie. I wouldn't have it any other way. Oshikatsu for life. Yeah, the food was pretty mid, I would say. But yeah, so when we went to Shinsaibashi Suji, initially we wanted to go, I think we wanted to go to like a cat cafe or something. Well, we wanted to visit some sort of theme cafe. But the first one that we saw was this Little Mermaid cafe. So we figured yeah, why not, you know? It seems interesting. The food seems like it looks nice at least. And I'll be really honest. A strong reason why I was kind of pushing my parents to eat here was just so I could take oshikatsu pictures with the Lottie acrylic stand. Cause, you know, like you guys said, it is very Lottie coated. So I just wanted to take nice pictures of her in the cafe. Unfortunately, the theming was pretty sparse. I think they had one photo backdrop and like a really measly amount of ceiling hangings. But yeah, that was about it for the theming. It was pretty sad. And the food was mid, but at least it looked nice. And then we went to what was the store called? Daimaru or Parco? Well, they were connected. I'm not sure if this was at Daimaru or Parco, but they had a Capcom store. Well, they had a lot of pop culture stores actually. So they had a Capcom store. They had I think they had a Bandai store. They had a Pokemon Center. They had a Chikawa store. Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot of pop culture stores there, which I wasn't expecting because I have been to this area before, Shinsaibashi Suji, and I don't remember there being a Pokemon Center. As far as I knew, the only Pokemon Center I knew was at the Osaka station. I was pretty surprised to find like all these stuff here. The big Mega Man. I know, he's so cute. I don't even play Mega Man that much, but I just thought this giant squishy Mega Man was so cute. Yeah, I did get to buy some Monster Hunter goods from here. So it was nice. And then, oh, yeah, the Chikawa store that I mentioned. It was huge. Well, it wasn't huge, but it was pretty huge for my first Chikawa store. Because it's the first time I've seen a Chikawa store before. And there were so many goods. There were so many goods. Which makes sense because Chikawa is such a popular franchise now. But yeah. They had so many keychains and plushies. I was so tempted to get them. But I had to control myself. And I ended up just purchasing... I think I purchased one plushie keychain for a friend. But that was... And a sticker. And that was it. Yeah. You guys have a favorite Chikawa character? I really like Momonga. Because he's a brat. But I also like the other smaller side characters. I like the... Anoko? I can't remember his name, but the white one that looks kind of scary. I like him. The one with the horn. Yeah. Kurimanju. Kurimanju is so... I don't know. He seems like a really relatable character. I know he's pretty popular. Me? Gongaga. Yeah. But yeah, Momonga is such a brat. I love Momonga. Oh, I saw my beloved alcoholic, right? You wouldn't expect to see an alcoholic in a children's is Chikawa a children's franchise? It gives the vibes of for children, but not really. Like it's secretly for adults because it's relatable to adults. I don't know. That's the vibes I get. But anyway. Oh, yeah. So I came across this what is it? The Good Smile. Yeah. There was a Good Smile pop-up store and they were selling V-shoujo plushies. I didn't even know they had a collaboration with Good Smile. But yeah, I saw some Kason plushies, some Iron Mouse, Henya. I also saw, I think, there was also Nyatasha, Nyaners, and there was a bunch of Blue Archive stuff, which I had to resist from getting. I had to resist my little Blue Archive plushies. But yeah, I was determined not to grow my collection, so I left. Yeah, super cool. I really didn't know that Good Smile was doing VTuber plushies. And they had so much HoloLive stuff. I think this is probably one of the most complete HoloLive Nendoroid stock that I've seen in one place. It was so cool. And they had Sakamata Chloe, my beloved. Sakamata. Yeah, I don't really get how the Nendoroids are priced, but they were all priced differently. I'm not sure how the prices are decided. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. And next, I hope you're not sick of it yet, but Godzilla again! And I didn't take a picture without the acrylic stand, so you're just gonna have to see this pink creature. Yeah, they had... So every single Godzilla store that I've seen, they have a unique Godzilla statue. They'll have a different era of Godzilla in the store, which is good. Like it's pretty cool, which means, you know, even if I've visited multiple stores, I know that I'm gonna see something new in each store because, yeah, you're guaranteed to see a different kind of Godzilla in every store. Yeah. And of course, I bought more Godzilla stuff. No duh. Oh, they had a Ghibli store. They had a Ghibli store. So, yeah, they had a Ghibli store and it was pretty big. It was pretty big. They had like a giant Totoro in the entrance and everybody was trying to take pictures with it, and I had to wait a while just to snap this picture of Totoro with nobody around. I think it was like in between people moving in. A sneaky shot. And they had the train. They had the train from Spirited Away. It was so cool. Yeah, you could take a picture on like you're next to no name? Is that, I forgot his name. No Name? Yeah. Like the photo taking potential in this store was really good. It's just like a normal store. Yeah. It looks like a museum, right? From the outside. See, that's the thing about these pop culture stores in Japan that I love so much, is that they're always they're always themed and decorated so well that they look like mini museums. But yeah, it's basically a regular store. You could just walk into, into the shopping mall, and they would have these stores that you can just walk into and take pictures everywhere. It's really nice. And then, oh, I don't know if you guys follow, but I love Mofusan. This is Mofusan. They had a Mofusan store, which was so exciting because I also love Mofusan. I love Mofusan so much. Mofusan's so cute. And there was a store there. And yeah, on the right, like I mentioned, that Daimaru or Parko had so many pop culture stores. Like whatever your nerdy hobby is, they probably had a store for it. Probably, unless it's obscure, but they had like most of the popular common pop culture franchise stores there. Depending on the store and the rate of traffic, you might need to take a ticket. When I went to the Pokemon Center in Yokohama just to take pictures, Oh, really? Wow. I've never had to take a ticket just to go to the store. To the cafe, yeah. Like, I know it can be pretty difficult to reserve spots in the cafe, but I didn't know you had to I didn't know they had a ticketing system just to enter the store. But I can see why. I mean, it's a big tourist destination. These stores are usually always packed with people. Anything like cafes, you're gonna want to reserve in advance. And a lot of places also do tickets based on lottery, but for the most part, you can just walk in. Yeah. And luckily for me, yeah, I didn't have to do any of that, so it's good. I didn't get to visit the Pokemon store or the Kirby Cafe or the Jump Shop this trip. I was spending a bit too much time at the Godzilla store, if I'm being really honest. Even though I visited multiple stores, I still tend to spend too much time in those stores. But yeah. Kind of wanted to see the Pokemon store, but I know that because I knew that there were multiple Pokemon centers around, I wasn't too worried about not being able to go. So yeah. Ooh, and then for dinner we had what is probably the best udon I've ever had. And I think it was a unique. It wasn't like a normal udon. Yeah, it's Hanamaru. Wow, you instantly recognized it. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. The one I ordered was this I think it was like a thick broth or something. It wasn't a normal udon soup, so it was like a creamier, thicker soup. It was so good. It was so rich. Oh, and I didn't know that you could have like two types of tempura flakes. So initially, my dad and we thought that the Rice Krispie ones were the tempura, so we took like a whole bunch. And then we turn around and we're like, ooh, Dad, there's actually tempura flakes. The ones we took wasn't tempura flakes. Yeah, we just assumed the Rice Krispies were the only thing they had for crunch. But yeah. Oh, it was so yummy. And the croquet was really good as well. And I had the what is it called? Vegetable takiage, I think. So yummy. Oh, I want to go back. It's if I can go, so I didn't know anything about Hanamaru before going. I just saw an udon store and I thought I have to eat udon. I've been craving udon and I'm in Japan now. I have to eat it at least once. And the first store I picked is so good. How much better can it get, you know? Like just picking a random store and it already tastes so good. So, I don't know, I just ugh, I can't speak. No joke. I think I go broke from the food in Japan than merchandise. Completely understandable. Honestly, that's the one thing I wish I did more in this trip. Because, like I mentioned, I was averaging 4 hours of sleep per day. And that was because we had too many activities throughout the day. And most of those activities were walking around and visiting places. So we really didn't have that much time to eat. I think we had, I want to say for most days, we only had one meal per day, which is kind of sad and kind of crazy. Cause yeah, I was telling people about my trip about how, oh, we didn't get to eat much because yeah, we were doing too many things, and they were like, oh, you're in Japan. What do you mean you didn't eat much? That's the whole point of going to Japan. And I said, I know, but there was just too many places I wanted to visit, so I couldn't. Ah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't regret the itinerary, the activities that we did, because there was a lot of places that we needed to travel far out. So most of my time was spent on public transport and such. Hopefully next time you guys make more time to eat and enjoy the food more. Yeah, I want to plan a trip that's... Because this trip was only a week, right? If I had a trip, if I went on a trip that was just maybe a week longer, I would definitely plan for a more relaxed trip where I can just sit down and eat. Because most of this trip, I was walking and walking and walking. And when I say walking, I mean like speed walking. Going here, going there. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I will plan another trip in the future. Oh, and then that night we went back. So I flew in on Mother's Day, or I flew in the day before Mother's Day. So yeah, we got to celebrate Mother's Day. I got to celebrate Mother's Day with my mom, because I live away from her. So it's really nice that we came together on this trip during Mother's Day so that I could celebrate with her. And my parents got this super cute bird mochi cake. Yeah, the skin is mochi, I think. And it says Mother's Day. I don't know if it's particularly visible, but yeah, they were like Mother's Day cakes and they were really yummy. But yeah, mostly I was really happy that I got to share this moment with my mom. Then on to the next day. Oh, the next day. Oh, this is probably the most painful day of the trip, just because so this is the day where I went to Fukui Dinosaur Museum in the Fukui prefecture, which is quite some ways away from Osaka. I think the one-way trip to the museum took us an upwards of almost 6 hours just to, hop on trains and buses just to get to the museum. So that took like 6 hours one way. And then I went to the museum and I had to leave early before closing. So I arrived late and I had to leave early because there wasn't the Shinkansen that I had to take, the bullet train that I had to take, was leaving at a certain time, so I had to leave early. It made me so sad. I spent 6 hours traveling there, and I could only spend it not to like the fullest extent, and then I have to travel another 6 hours back. Yeah, it was pretty nuts. It was so... I think we woke up at... we woke up pretty early just to catch our train. See, yeah. So the thing about it is I come from places that have regular public transport. So when I go to Japan, it's kind of stressful having to keep up with the train times. Because they all run on a schedule, like a strict schedule. How was their Spino exhibit? I don't recall seeing a Spino exhibit actually. Oh, unless yeah. I did see Spino actually. It was really cool. It was really cool. I do have some photos from the museum in a bit. Sorry, I'm just yapping about my entire journey without showing the photos, but I'll show you guys in a bit. But I just wanted to show, like, this is the kind of meals that I had during my trip. So typically we'd wake up super early in the morning. Then my parents would either, you know, we'd just buy some small snacks from the konbini to keep us from being hungry throughout the day. So this is what I had. So this is one of my the things on my bucket list that I really had to have when I went to Japan. And that was strawberry sando. I don't know if you guys have tried strawberry sando, but it's the most delicious thing ever. I love it so much. Like, I know other places they try to imitate the Japanese strawberry sando, but nothing comes close to the real thing. I know it's just strawberries in cream in a sandwich, but I've yet to come across a strawberry sando with as good of a quality as even just like konbini sando. Like even the konbini sandos are already delicious. Like, why are they so hard to find everywhere else? But yeah. And then I bought some coffee as well. I really wanted to find butter coffee. Have you guys ever heard of it? Or have you guys ever tried it? I think another name for it is the not butter coffee. The other name for it is bulletproof coffee. You really lucked out coming here when you did for the strawberries. I know. Well, I didn't know, but now I know, and I feel lucky now. I feel so fortunate that I went when I did, because oh, the strawberries that I got to eat. Oh, I haven't even shown you guys everything yet. But yeah, I really wanted to find this coffee that they used to sell in Japan konbinis called butter coffee. But I don't know. I haven't been able to find them anywhere. Not in any of the konbinis I went to, which was a shame because that was also another thing in my bucket list. But I feel like it's so hard to find that I feel like they maybe stopped producing them already. But if you don't know, butter coffee or bulletproof coffee is, as the name implies, it's coffee where they put butter in it. But the kind of butter that they use is a special kind of butter called well, I'm not gonna I don't actually remember what the butter is called, so never mind. But it is a special kind of butter. And it's so delicious. I actually thought about bringing it up because there's a limited strawberry mitsuya cider. Ooh, and then they stopped selling it, so I was like, oh, she might have missed the season. Okay, that sounds really good. Strawberry cider. Ooh, now I need to find that. I need to make it a mission to find that and try it. That sounds really good. Yeah, I'm so glad that I went when there were strawberries. The strawberries, all of the strawberries I had were so sweet. They were so sweet and so juicy. They were so good. It's just as I expect Japanese strawberries to taste like. You know, sometimes you buy Japanese strawberries from the supermarket, like your local or my local supermarket. Sometimes I buy Japanese strawberries from local supermarkets and they just don't taste the same. They don't taste the same as the ones that they have in Japan. And I don't know why. Yeah, it might be a seasonal thing though. But yeah. Moving on. So I had to take a train to I forgot the city. Forgot what the city was called, but basically it was in the Fukui prefecture. And so Fukui, if you guys don't know, it's kind of like Japan's dinosaur prefecture. So they have a lot of dig sites, like fossil dig sites at Fukui. So they're pretty proud about their paleontology. Like the paleontology scene is really strong there. And they're really proud about the fact that they are kind of like the dinosaur city, the dinosaur prefecture. So I kid you not, everywhere around the prefecture, you'll find random dinosaur artifacts, dinosaur decorations, dinosaur statues, random fossils, or just like, like graphics. But you'll see what I mean. Like, so this is at the train station when I arrived in Fukui. And they had random dinosaur statues just standing on their buildings. Like, oh, this is like my dream. And they had a fossil. They had a ginormous fossil exhibit right at the train station. This is the train station. I'm not even at the museum yet. And they already have smack dab in the middle of the entrance of the station a giant fossil. And mind you, the museum is still some ways away. I think that it's about an hour's travel from where this is. But yeah, I was so impressed. I was so impressed. They do not play around when it comes to dinosaurs. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like they have like dinosaur murals. They have their benches have scientist dinosaurs because, paleontology. I thought that was really nifty. Oh, something interesting that I found out was that they even have a mascot. They have a mascot Pokemon for the prefecture, which is, as you can see, Dragonite. And I don't really know why Dragonite is their mascot, their prefecture's mascot. Besides the fact that his Japanese name is Kairyu, which is kind of similar to the Japanese word for dinosaur, which is I can't remember. Is it Kyoryu? I don't remember, but it's really close to Dragonite's name, and I'm thinking maybe that's why he's the mascot for dinosaurs? I mean, there are a lot of more dinosaur-coded Pokemon out there, so I just thought it's really interesting that they picked Dragonite. Kyoryu, yep, that's right. Thanks, Chidori. Yeah, even their vending machines are decorated with Dragonite. And all of their train stations were selling Dragonite merch. Specifically Dragonite Fukui exclusive merch, which I thought was really cute. And I think that's something you'll only find in Japan, is when pop culture and capitalism is mixed with, I don't know, everyday life. Like, I mean, this is a random train station, but they have these merch stands at every major train station. Like, it's such a Japanese thing. It is so Japan. Oh, then after that, we set off for the museum. And the view was so pretty. So I'm coming from the city, right? So seeing the countryside view was really breathtaking. I enjoyed the view a lot. It was so beautiful. Like you could start to see the mountains. I don't know, when I was on the train, I just felt like, man, I'm riding through like a Ghibli scene. I feel like I'm in a Ghibli movie. That's how I feel when I go through the countryside in Japan. So pretty. So the destination that we went to is called Katsuyama. That's the city where the museum is at. And look, so right at the train station, when you get off, on the ground, there's dinosaur tracks. It's so cute. Like, I can't believe this. I can't believe the whole prefecture, or like at least the city. Like, I can't believe the whole city does this. And look at the clock. Look at the clock. This is the clock at the train station. It's a dinosaur clock. So cute. I want one of that in my house. I just checked the official tourism site for Fukui, and it's just because Dragonite is the most dragon-like of the dragon types. Interesting. And Fukui is land-riddled with dragons. Ah, okay. Yeah, so they really, yeah, I guess the Japanese really associate dinosaurs with dragons, which I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, I just loved seeing just random dinosaur stuff everywhere. So this is a taxi that I took to the museum, and look at the I don't know what you call that, like the sign, the taxi sign. It has a T-Rex on it, or Fukui raptor, some sort of raptor on it. It's so cute. Like everywhere is just dinosaurs. Now JP stands for Japan and Jurassic. So true. Like, yeah, like I couldn't even tell, am I in JP as in Japan or Jurassic Park? Like, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes because there's just random dinosaur stuff scattered everywhere. Like, look at this. Okay, these are some pictures I took while I was in the taxi, by the way. So like, as the car is going by, I'm just seeing, random murals of dinosaurs. There's a random T-Rex statue, like a giant T-Rex statue in the middle of a field. And this, I don't know what dinosaur that is, but some sort of, it's probably like the Fukui raptor. Or the Fukui, yeah, this is the Fukui raptor. It's like a random Fukui raptor statue just standing there in the middle of the street. Ah, yes, and now we get to the actual museum. So this is the entrance, and ooh, the moment I stepped in. So before coming here, I honestly didn't do too much research. And that's partially because their website's kind of sparse. So I didn't really know where to look for information about it. I'd seen some travel vlogs on YouTube about it, but it doesn't show too much. So I knew it was an impressive museum in terms of its collection, but nobody told me the architecture was so cool. Like, look at the layout of this place. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4 floors, 4 stories, and it goes down to this like massive auditorium. Okay, I'll talk about all that later, but I just want to say I was pleasantly surprised when I entered the museum because it looks so big and so modern. And this is the main hall. This is the main place where they have most of the fossil exhibits, and to say that it was breathtaking would be an understatement. I mean, guys, I want to say this is probably my new favorite museum ever. And this is coming from someone who is a huge museum buff. Like, I'm especially really big about natural history museums. I'd have to say this one is my absolute favorite. And I'm probably really biased because it's a dinosaur museum, but still. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a exclusively dinosaur museum. So this was really, really exciting for me. So I mentioned that I think by the time I reached the museum, it was already a couple of hours after opening. And I had to leave early too, so I didn't have a lot of time at the museum. So I was just running through the museum, like taking pictures, taking as much pictures as I could. They don't put a bunch of dumb feathers on the dinosaurs. Hey, feathers aren't dumb, they're cute. Yeah, but they don't. This T-Rex is pretty bald. Pretty bald. But they do have the Fukui, their prefecture dinosaur? The Fukui Venator? I don't know how to pronounce that. Is a pretty fluffy dinosaur. It's like a raptor with lots of feathers. And it's kind of their mascot. It's like the museum's mascot dinosaur. That's a good point. Takase, what is your stance on feathers? I think they're very... Well, from an aesthetic standpoint, they look very nice. As someone who likes birds, I think they look very nice. From a scientific standpoint, I mean, I'm not the smartest in paleontology, but I'm pretty sure that's been scientifically proven, right? We have imprints of fossil feathers on fossils. I just don't know if every single dinosaur that we've put feathers on actually had feathers. But I'm pretty confident that the T-Rex did have some feathers. Which makes you wonder what the function of feathers really is. Because in school you're taught that they're kind of for aviation purposes, but you know, clearly T-Rex was going nowhere with those. Paleo equivalent of bring up politics at the dinner table. Real, I can't believe you're doing this to me on my stream. Didn't you see real dinosaurs way back when? I mean, I'm not that old, so I am a prehistoric fish. Like, my ancestors have lived for a very long time. But I personally haven't, so I'm not that old. Yet. Kinda. Maybe. T-Rex just looks like a giant turkey with feathers. That is true. No, you know who actually looks like a turkey? Do you know who actually looks like a turkey? Velociraptor. I still don't like what Jurassic Park did to velociraptors. I'm sorry. That's not a velociraptor. That's a... not velociraptor. I think it's a... I think that the velociraptors were modeled actually after... is it the Utahraptor? I think? But yeah, like real velociraptors are... They're literally turkey-sized. And they're fuzzy. Supposedly. So... that's one bone I have to pick with Jurassic Park. Just say your memories, but hey! Yeah, it is. Like, I can't even I can't even say anything against that. Pretty rude to say the truth, but yeah. You shouldn't say that, even if it's true. Deinonychus. Ah, yeah. Deinonychus. Utahraptor, what was the... oh, I can't remember. But yeah. I find it strange that they decided to use one species of dinosaur and call it another name. Like from a marketing standpoint, maybe the Deinonychus was just too hard to pronounce. Maybe, I don't know. That sounds cuter. Yeah, they're really small. They like you could probably have one as a pet, and not in a Chris Pratt dino wrangling way. Like you could probably have one in your backyard because that's just how small they were. And Crichton knew about it too, but went with Velociraptor for creative purposes. Not to mention, they're not even acknowledged as real dinosaurs in lore. What if they were just... Yeah, I don't know. Like, what if they were just created in the lab? But they're not... Okay, but they were based on real dinosaurs. You know what? I don't know. I feel like Crichton he just liked raptors. Like, he just liked the name. Because it sounds cool. That's the only thing I can think of. Because, yeah, why would you switch out a species? Anyway, this is going on for too long. We'll never know why he decided to go with Velociraptors instead of Deinonychus. Doesn't Deinonychus sound cool, though? It sounds more like dinosaur. Like, I feel like it would have been more iconic as a name, you know? But hey, I'm not a naming expert. Oh yeah, so one thing I really, really liked about this museum is that so next to all their exhibits, their fossils, they would have a tiny replica of the dinosaur, of the fossil, and it's intentionally posed in the same way that the fossil is posed. So if you can see in this one, I'm so sorry, I'm not sure which dinosaur species this is, but this dinosaur, you can see that the pose is really similar, and they do this for most of the exhibits. I thought that was a really neat idea. I think it really helps people to kind of visualize the dinosaurs better in terms of, you know, what they look like in real life. Because I think what most museums do, they'll have an exhibit, they'll have the fossil, but what they'll do is they'll put an info board with an image or something like that. And it just, you know, the impact of that, it doesn't feel as strong as seeing this, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. I just thought it was a really neat idea. That I feel more museums should do this. I kind of want to collect them. They didn't sell them at the stores, unfortunately. But yeah, the replicas were really detailed. Like they look better. Like they look higher, like much higher quality than your standard dinosaur figure, I think. And then they had, oh, this guy had to be like 3 stories, at least 3 stories tall. It was so huge. It was so huge. I literally had to crane my neck 90 degrees just to look up at this fella. And the cool thing about this museum is the way it's structured in terms of the architecture is that they'd have kind of like multiple layers of, so within so for example, you see this brachiosaur. You could walk on a bridge that was right next to his head, but you could also walk along the ground and look at him from below. And it's all in one room, and they're all connected by ramps. Like there's a ramp that goes up to like a next floor. So it's kind of like a loft. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, like you could, because some of these fossils are so big. So it's a really good idea that they made like multiple mini floors within like the same room. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then here's just some some stegosaurs and ankylosaurus. I was kind of bummed that they didn't have my favorite dinosaur. They didn't have a full fossil display of my top favorite dinosaur, which is the Parasaurolophus. Specifically, the Parasaurolophus walkeri. You know, the common one, the common parasaur, basically. The Jurassic Park parasaur. They didn't have that. And I was so surprised. They had like other variants of parasaur species, which was cool, but I really wanted to see the walkeri. But it's okay. It's a pretty, I think it's a pretty common dinosaur. I could probably find it in another museum, but yeah, I was just surprised, I guess, more than anything. And this, yeah. This is the view from the second floor of that huge exhibit room. Yeah, they had so many fossils. It was crazy. It was beautiful, honestly. Like, you have to be there to kind of feel the vibe, but there's just so many. And this is only one room, by the way. They still had plenty of other rooms, and they had like multiple floors. So yeah, huge collection, huge collection. If you are a dino fan, I highly recommend. And this is me, guys. This is me. They had a fossil of me. This would have healed my inner child. So cool. It healed me. It retroactively healed my soul. Like, it's still healing my soul now because I still love dinosaurs, but it was amazing. Like, I really highly recommend to anyone who's a fan of dinosaurs. This museum is really worth it. Even if it takes 6 hours to get there. But I mean, you probably want to stay somewhere closer anyway. But yeah, it was a really amazing museum. But yeah, coelacanth. They fossilized my ancestors. Ooh. It's cool. It's cool to see. It's cool to see the coelacanth in its real raw form, because I don't think I've ever seen like my own ancestors' fossils before. Phobos was around the Pangea era. No, my ancestors were. I'm not that old. You know, coelacanths still exist, right? I'm part of the modern coelacanths. You know, I'm not that old. You know, not really. Not that old. Oh, this is one of the things that I thought was so cool. Wait, is that your dad? Are you saying my dad is fossilized? How could you say that? My dad is still here. He was there with me in the museum. It was probably like his great granddad or something. I don't know. Somewhere along those lines. It's probably his side. Or my mom's side. I don't know. Yeah, guys, look at this. So in the museum, on one of the floors, you could actually peek into the laboratory. So they have actual functioning research labs in the museum. And, oh, sorry. And you could actually see the paleontologists at work. Like, you could literally see them chiseling at, like, tiny pieces of debris, if you can see from this photo. So this lady, she's using a tool to basically get the rock off of the, I don't know the name of the tool, but she's basically drilling the rock off of the specimen. I thought that was so cool. That's my first time seeing like a real paleontologist at work. And they had a few of them actually. So she wasn't the only person. Like, they had I think like a few spots for people to watch. But you know, if I was one of these paleontologist, I don't think I could do my work properly because I have a bit of performance anxiety, so be a bit tough for me. I'd probably accidentally drill the bone and destroy the specimen. I could not concentrate in a lab. Exactly right. Me too. They do that a lot here. Just have the actual research areas there open to the public. Don't think I've seen it in other countries. Yeah. And that's what that's what really impressed me with this museum was it felt genuinely like a scientific center. So often, especially for dinosaurs, like for paleontology, so often do I see museums tend to cater more towards children when it comes to paleontology. Like a lot of the information, a lot of the interactive exhibits, they're usually geared towards, I guess, like entertaining and educating children, which is fine, you know, like get them interested young, you know, that's good and all, but I do appreciate that, you know, like more serious paleontology hobbyists, or, you know, actual paleontologists are I guess like being taken seriously. Like they cater to like their more mature audiences who actually care about the science more than just knowing, oh, did you know that the T-Rex teeth was this big and could chomp blah blah blah, you know, like they had more than just those, I guess, like superficial facts that most people already know from popular media. Feels like it's a Japan only thing. Like so many things are just open for people to see. Yeah, it's cool, right? I love it. It's really, really cool. And then, oh, here's oh, I didn't show the poster. Oops. So they had this. I did not plan this, by the way. But when I went there, when I went to the museum, there was actually a Pokemon fossil museum exhibit going on. And I was so lucky to catch it because it's actually a temporary exhibit. And I mean, you can see from the date, it only runs for around 2 months, which is an extremely short time. And the fact that I was able to see it of all times, I feel so lucky. Because it wasn't even shown on their website. I visited their website a couple of times and I've never seen like any events, like, you know, like any current events that's going on. There's no such updates on their site. It's a pretty archaic site, which I guess kind of fits because they're a dinosaur museum, but you know. I had to Google. So when I saw this poster, I wanted to know more about it. So I had to Google the event itself. And one of the websites or social media promoting it was saying, oh, visit the Fukui Dinosaur Museum website for more info. Here's the link. And I click on the link and it just leads me back to their museum, which doesn't even promote the event. So I was so confused. But anyway, enough with the ramblings. I thought the design for this poster was really sick. It's a literal mirror of the Pokemon with their dinosaur counterparts or their prehistoric counterparts. And they had like a bunch of, well, it's not a bunch of, it's just a little bit, but they had these you know, the manhole covers. They had colored manhole covers of Pokemon in collaboration with the museum, and I thought that was so cool. I think it's so cool that an IP as big as Pokemon would collaborate with, you know, a dinosaur museum, which, you know, if you think about it, it's so fitting. Like, why is this not a more I don't know. Like, it's just a perfect collaboration. I can't believe I managed to catch it. You could legit stick Pokemon anywhere and it fit. Well, that is true, considering they have an upwards of nearly 1,000 Pokemon now. Have they reached 1,000 yet? I don't even know, because I kind of stopped following Pokemon after Gen 6, Gen 7. I just don't really know what Pokemon there are anymore, but yeah, there's a Pokemon for everything, guys. That is true. It's a very lucrative sales tactic. You know, just make a Pokemon that could relate to any possible thing on Earth. You want to collaborate with a brand for house keys? You got it, Klefki. You want like a wind chime collaboration? You've got Chimetro, or however you pronounce that. And Chingling. You want to collaborate with an ice cream parlor? You've got the ice cream Pokemon, which I also don't remember. Vanillice? Vanillice? Yeah, Pokemon is smart. Pokemon's really smart. Very, very marketable. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna show all the pictures because there were quite a lot of exhibits, but I just want to give you guys an example of what they were doing with the exhibits. So they had general, I guess, like paleontological information about the Pokemon, and then next to it they would have their real life counterpart, which is so cool. For every Pokemon that they had an exhibit of, they even had the model, like the actual fully skinned model, and they also had the fossil of the, you know, when you, if you've ever played Pokemon, you need to use the fossil to revive the Pokemon in order to get that Pokemon. Yeah, they had those fossils, which was really neat. Here's another one of Anorak. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name anymore. But yeah, it's a really cool idea. So I think next to this, it's an Anomalocurus. I can't pronounce the name of that animal, but I didn't even know this was based on that. This Pokemon was based on that animal. Come to think of it, I did hear about this exhibit on Twitter, and some of the full Pokemon fossils. Yeah. I'll show you guys some of the pictures later. The fossils were really, really cool. They were really well made. Really well made fossils. It really looks, I think if I went if I went there as a child, I would be so convinced that they were real because they were just that well made and well sculpted. We gotta steal those Pokemon statues. I would rather steal the fossils, honestly. Look at this. Look at this. Don't you just want to display this in your house? Don't you just want to put this in your entrance or your backyard to scare off your nosy neighbors? How cool are these? How cool are these? So they had a few Pokemon replica fossils. I think the ones that you can't really see is that turtle Pokemon. I don't remember what his name is. His name eludes me. The blue turtle, the dark blue sea turtle Pokemon. Not Squirtle. The other one. Yeah, they had a fossil statue of him, I think. And then they also have Cranidos. They had a Cranidos model. And they have Shieldon and Bastiodon, which is not shown here, kind of. I mean, you can kind of see it from the Tyrantrum photo, I think. See if I can. Oh yeah, I don't want to mess it up. So, yeah, I think they had those, but it was so cool. And then yeah, that's it for the oh and the Pokemon exhibit. It it was mostly in Japanese, but they did have like a guided like a like an English version, but you had to use your phone to scan a QR code, and then you had to enter a username and password just to, view the English version of the exhibit's text. So I, I didn't have time to read all the exhibits. So what I did was I just saved a PDF of all the of all the information from the website so that I could read it at a later time. But yeah, this exhibit was so cool. And it was really cheap too. I think to enter was only 500 or 600 yen almost, but not quite 600 yen. So yeah, it was so worth it. These skeletons are so cool. I wonder what they do with them when the exhibit is over. Ooh, that's a great question. That is a great question. Oh, speaking of exhibits being over, and speaking of it, Japan showing everything on display. So what this museum had, they had they have a storage area, like right, like obviously to store their unused exhibits and their unused fossils. So their storage room is fully transparent, so you could see everything they were storing in there, like their entire warehouse. And you could see like half chopped dinosaurs, like half done dinosaurs. Yeah, it was interesting. So I guess after the exhibit is over, I would guess that they would probably just put the Pokemon back, the fossils back in storage. And who knows, they might revive the event at some point. Like I'm pretty sure, imagine making models this intricate and detailed and only using it for 2 months. Like I'm sure they spent quite a lot of money on this. So I would guess that the event would come back at a later time. So hopefully, if anyone is interested, like you should really go and see it. Like it's really cool. But yeah, 2 months is too short. Oh yeah, speaking of manhole covers, I saw this outside the museum, I think, and it's so cute. I just want to bring it home. I wish I could display these manhole covers at home somewhere, or like I wish they had, I don't know, like keychain versions of them, because some of these manhole covers are amazing. Like their design is so meticulously, crafted. Yeah, I like these details, like finding all these little dinosaur tidbits everywhere around the city. More than just the museum, I think really it really made the trip to Fukui worth it for me. Sneak a manhole cover into your bag. Imagine that. Imagine that. And when the flight attendant asked me, would you like me to help you put that luggage up into the storage? You're like, sure. And she picks it up, and I don't know how that'll go, but it would be super cool, I think, to be able to collect these, because I mean they're works of art. I wonder if there's a manhole museum somewhere. I feel like if there isn't one already, Japan should really they should really open a manhole cover museum with how many amazing, beautiful artwork of manholes that they have. And like a lot of them are seasonal too, so it's like what happens to the old ones? Yeah, that's the stuff I wonder about. Oh yeah. So I I wanted to take this train, which was it's like a dino, like it's a dino liner, they call it. So it's like a dinosaur themed train. You know, in Japan, something about Japan, if you guys didn't know, is that they have a ton of themed trains. So they have like Hello Kitty trains. They have I've been to an Evangelion train, and this one is dinosaur theme. So it's exclusive to Fukui, and it's really cool. Like, I think on the inside, I think you can't really see it from the picture, but at the very end of the cabin, there's like a sort of like a T-Rex statue, which is really neat. Now, sometimes I wonder, how do Japanese people come up with these things? Like, they're so clever. They can turn anything into like a fun, marketable thing. Like, why can't my city do this? You know, I want to see dinosaur themed trains in my area too. I don't know. I just thought it's so creative. The whole country is like a yeah. I couldn't have put it better myself. I feel like Japan is it's a casual theme park. Like, no matter where you go, there's always gonna be some fun stuff injected into it. And like, it's so normalized for people in Japan to see these things, but you know, as a foreigner, like, these things are so fascinating, right? Like, how do you even think of this? Like, this is people's, you know, like, daily public transport, and you know, they're turning it into something marketable and fun. Yeah. I love visiting Japan for like these, I guess, little things. Like, I wouldn't call these main attractions, right? But I feel like these little mini attractions are kind of what make Japan so fun to visit for me. It's not always the main, you know, places. Like, it's not the main destinations that I get excited about. Like, oh, can be really fun to go to Universal Studios or, you know, Akihabara, but you know, more than anything, like, I like just seeing these little things around around the city. You know, even if I don't actually take the trains, I think just seeing like the ads of them and knowing that they exist is such a fun thing, because I never would have known about this, you know, if I hadn't been here. Because this is, you know, it's not a big ticket attraction. They wouldn't advertise this widely, but you know, they would advertise it locally. But yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun to see. There's so much whimsy. Public transport only has huge ads for health insurance. Real. So real. Yeah. Or like broadband. Or, well, the next movie. Yeah, standard ads. I wish my place had more whimsy. But yeah, that is the end of that day. And after that, it was just a 6-hour transport back to Osaka. To which we went on to the next day, where we went to the Osaka Expo. What do they call it? The World Expo 2025? Yeah. So I had no idea going into this what it was going to be about. My dad was hyping the hell out of this event, and I had no idea what it was. I was just going, you know, to kind of, well, because my parents were going, and so I thought, you know what? Sure, why not, you know? But you know what? It turned out to be pretty interesting. It's kind of like an international pavilion style expo convention, where each country has their own they have their own exhibit, but they're like really cool exhibits. And I think the theme for this year was sustainability. So there was a lot of new tech and modern technology being showcased here. So here's some of the interesting stuff. There's like a really huge Gundam near the entrance when I came in. But yeah, there was actually a Gundam exhibit, but you had to do like a lottery system and I didn't get in, so I couldn't actually visit it. And then oh, the crowd there was crazy. So in this store, I don't know if you can tell, but I could barely walk anywhere. And I think I went on a weekday. So that was something. Yeah, the Gundam is so cool. It was life-size, you know. It was huge. Like I thought it was I thought it was really cool. That's pretty it kind of stuck out like a sore thumb though, because there wasn't a lot of you couldn't see a lot of pop culture-y things around that much, but there was just a random Gundam in the middle of the expo. Sore thumb in a good way though, because it was really cool. Yeah. Oh, speaking of pop culture stuff, I think the only other pop culture stuff they had on display was like Astro Boy, and there were scattered like Pokemon statues around the convention, the expo. So these are the ones that I managed to catch. It's really cute. I think apparently it's part of some Pokemon Go event. But I don't play Pokemon Go, so unfortunately I could not take advantage of that. Snorlax, my boy! Yes! Snorlax! Let's go! I love Snorlax. I have a Snorlax plushie that I used to cuddle with like every single night. It's like the softest plushie I've ever owned. Hands down. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I think so. There was so much walking around. There was so much walking around and standing around in this trip that my feet were dead. They were completely. They were to the point where I couldn't walk properly. Like I was limping. I was straight up limping by the end of some of the days, which was pretty concerning. And I would say I'm a reasonably fit person. I used to do a lot of walking, but it was just like this trip really took a toll on me. I could barely stand on my 2 feet for 2 seconds before it started hurting too much. So my parents, they were urging me to use the hot tub. They said like, oh, you need to soak your feet in the hot tub. And so that's what I did. And I don't have a tub at home, so I kind of took advantage of this opportunity to use the tub like every single day. Because yeah, I was so tired by the end of each day, you know. 4 hours of sleep, and I think I was averaging I want to say 14 to 15, no, not 14. I want to say 15,000 steps per day. Every single day with only 5 hours of rest, including sleep, and just sitting around in my room. So yeah, you can imagine how painful it was for my feet, for my body in general. Fancy drink, yeah. I love me some rosé. It was a sparkling rosé. It was only, I think, 350 yen from one of the konbini. Yeah, it was so affordable. I was like, that looks like the perfect drink for me to drink in the tub. Yeah. This picture is such a mood. It was a mood. It was like it was a very much needed relaxation night, I would say. Yeah. I kind of wish that I did that from the start because I didn't use the tub in the first couple of days because I kind of wanted to get my sleep in. So I didn't want to spend too much time in the tub. But now in hindsight, I wish I had taken more advantage of it because I don't get to use a tub that often. Yeah. Then the next day we finally went to Universal Studios. So even though even though we stayed right next to Universal Studios, I think we only went there like halfway through the trip. Ouija and Mario. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. So Universal Studios or any theme park in general is such a pain because they'll tell you that the official park opening hours is at 9 a.m. But guess what? They open their gates at 8. Or in fact, I think they opened their gates at 7:30 when their website said that they were opening at 9. So guess what? I went there at 9. No, I went there at 8. And it was already a full crowd. The whole place was packed. And when I went, like the moment I entered the park, everyone was dashing towards Nintendo World. Which makes sense because it's the newest place in the park. So it is still like it's like the hot ticket place right now. But jeez, man. It's crazy. Can you see the crowd? I mean, theme parks in general are always crowded, but when I tell you that specifically these areas were packed to the brim, I'm not joking. Sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah, and I went on a weekday. This was on a Wednesday or something. And the crowd was like Jesus, I can't imagine what it's like in the weekend, and I don't want to. But yeah, Super Nintendo World was super cool. The theming was amazing. 10 out of 10. Like, one of the things that so I'm a bit of a theme park buff. So one thing that I never really liked about Universal Studios is that their theming tends to be kind of lacking for me. Like I feel like, compared to Disney, I feel like Disney has way better theming, in terms of creating an immersive feeling. I think Disney generally does a better job, but after visiting Super Nintendo World, I was blown away. And there was so much interactive stuff everywhere, which you had to buy. So there was a lot of interactive stuff you could play at the park. So like you see the pictures here. The one on the left is like it's this thing where you can crank that wheel thingy, that lever, in order to move the Goomba back, like to prevent the Goomba from going forward or something. And I think you have to tap like a band to play, like a special band that you had to purchase. Crank that Soulja boy, you. Yeah, she was cranking that Soulja Goomba for sure. But yeah, these bands are really, really expensive. think they went for, what is it? I feel like it was close to 10,000 yen, which is nearly the equivalent of 100 USD, or maybe it wasn't that much. Maybe it was 6,000 yen, but I just know it was like an unreasonably godly high amount of, like a high price that I was not willing to pay. But yeah, you get to play games like punching the Mario blocks and like playing with Goombas, I guess. It was fun to watch, so I didn't feel like I had to buy the band myself. Oh yeah, then we saw Princess Peach right by her Peach Castle. The Peach Castle is so pretty. Like I love. I don't know. I can't. I just can't describe it. But they did such a. The designers of this area of the park did such an amazing job. Really, really phenomenal job. Is there any area where you can beat up Bowser? Beat up depends on what you mean by beat up, because in Mario Kart, so there's an attraction. There's an attraction. This one. So there's an attraction that's based on the Mario Kart games, and you enter a Bowser castle. And I think the objective is, well, obviously it's to win the race, right? But the entire gameplay is that you have to keep shooting like Bowser and friends. You have to, like, they'll give you a bunch of items. So it's really like you're playing Mario Kart. So you have to drive into, it's a, how you say, it's an augmented reality, right? So they put you in a car, right? Like a car on a moving track. And then you have to wear these like augmented reality goggles. And then when you wear the goggles, you could see like stuff like in front of you, like item boxes, and you can see other racers. And the objective was to basically like gather the item boxes to get shells so that you could shoot Bowser and friends. So yeah, if that counts as beating them up, then I guess so. Yeah, the Bowser Castle was, oh, it's immaculate. It's immaculate. Everything looked really good. Really well made. I really felt like I was in like Super Mario 64 or something. It's crazy. But yeah, the game was really fun. It was like a 2-hour wait though, so, and did I wait 2 hours? No, I didn't wait 2 hours. I waited about 90 minutes, maybe close to that. But you have to bear in mind that I came early, well, considerably early, ahead of their official park opening time. I pretty much ran all the way to Super Nintendo World, and I still had to wait upwards of 90 minutes just to ride this ride. So just to give you a little bit of a feel of how popular this land was, this area was. But yeah, I mean, I can see why. It's a really cool place. Oops. A bit of a spoiler. Well, after riding the attractions, we went to the Mario Cafe, or it's actually the Kinopio Cafe, which is Toad, which is the Japanese name for Toad. And the food was actually good this time. The food was actually good, unlike the Mermaid Cafe. This one was nice. So I ordered myself a Bowser a Bowser meal. I think it's supposed to be, I don't know if you can see. Oh, I can't point. But if you look at the plate closest to me, to my camera angle, that crisscross shaped thing. I think that's supposed to be his shell. I heard the food in USJ is good, but the one in Hollywood is terrible. Oh, really? Well, I got recommendations to go for this, to go to this cafe specifically. Like I heard really good reviews about it, and I was recommended. But uh, it was so hard to get to, because you can't just walk into the cafe. You can't just walk into the cafe. You actually have to reserve it. You have to reserve a time slot. And the only way you can reserve a time slot is by being there. And what I mean by being there is that you had to be at Super Nintendo World. You had to scan their QR code, and you have to be, they'll use your GPS. You have to switch on your GPS so that they can determine, get this, so that they can determine whether you are 80 meters within the vicinity of the cafe. So what actually happened? So I did end up going to Universal Studios for 2 days. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to reserve the cafe on the first day because I didn't understand the system, and the reservation slots went out really fast. Like by 11 a.m., all the slots were taken. Yeah, they track you down. Exactly, it's crazy. They're spying on you to make sure that you're in Super Nintendo World. You could only reserve in Super Nintendo World. Yeah, so I did manage to... So because I wasn't able to reserve on the first day, my smart ass was like, you know what? I'll just reserve early before we enter the park. And this was before I knew that they were tracking my location. So I thought, you know, while queuing up for the park, as the park opens, I'm going to reserve a slot. And then suddenly the website's telling me, oh, you need to be within 80 meters. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So I dashed to Super Nintendo World and made sure I couldn't even reserve it at the entrance of Super Nintendo World, by the way. I had to literally be right next to the cafe. It's nuts. And because the slots got taken up so quickly, I just reserved the only slot that was available to me, which was it was at 10 a.m. Bearing in mind, I made that reservation at a little bit before 8 a.m. because that's when I entered the park. So the only available time slot was 10 a.m., right? And it was 8 a.m. I decided to go to a ride, Donkey Kong. I decided to ride an attraction at Donkey Kong. And it took, the queue was 2 hours? Yeah, it was slightly over 2 hours. And guess who missed their time slot? I totally missed my time slot, but I knew I was going to miss my time slots because they always have the estimated wait times for every attraction. So I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I didn't care, you know. I just tried my luck. Hi Kuno! Hi, welcome! Welcome back from Japan. Thank you. I'm just talking about the trip right now. Right now we're talking about how I visited Super Nintendo World and how difficult it was to get to their cafe. So I was late for my reservation, right? I think I was an hour late or something. I went to the usher and I showed her my reservation. And she said, "Oh, well, she was trying to communicate with me, but you know, like I didn't speak Japanese, so she was having a bit of trouble. So she took out a translator and she typed she straight up typed you are very late. I will let you in this time, but please next time, please be early, or please come on time. And then she let me in. She was so nice for that. It was so funny that like I was scolded I was scolded by the usher for being late. I was scolded for being late, but what am I supposed to do? I made my booking. Okay, wait, no. I made my booking at 8:30 or so, and my ride, all the rides around me had queue times of 2 hours. What am I supposed to do for an hour and a half? Like, I don't there's nothing I can do. So, I'm glad I tried my luck, but at the same time, I'm just wondering, how are they expecting people to stick to their reservation times when the reservation times are already so limited in terms of the number of slots they have, the time slots that they have. And all of their attractions have like queue times that are like hours long. Oh, and to make things worse, they have a system. Just get there 2 hours before the park opens. Yeah, that's what I did, and that's how I managed to reserve the cafe in the first place. But I still, like, even though I came that early, I still had to wait over 2 hours to ride Donkey Kong. That's nuts. It is the newest ride, but I thought that was so ridiculous. Like, how much earlier can I get, you know? But yeah, so oh, another thing that is even crazier about Super Nintendo World. So, because Super Nintendo World is the newest area, right? And it does have the highest traffic. So, the way they decided to manage crowds is by limiting entrances by reservation. So what this means is that you literally have to book a time slot just to enter Super Nintendo World. And they had limited reservation slots, obviously. And to make things worse, you are only allowed to make one single reservation per day. Which means if I decide to reserve a slot for 11 a.m. and I enter Super Nintendo World at 11 a.m., I'm pretty much stuck there. Like, I'm not stuck there, you know. Obviously, I can leave. But if you wanted to go back in, no, you can't. No, you can't. You cannot go back in. They will not let you. Because you're only allowed to book the slot once per day. It's nuts. Like, I literally... So while waiting for my cafe reservation, which was an hour and a half away, like, I had nothing to do. So the only thing I could do was be late for my cafe reservation, you know? It's a bit more extreme because it's a major theme park, but that's how Tokyo is in general. Yeah, but this is Osaka. But I guess Osaka is pretty similar. If you have an idea to show up early, congrats. So did 1,000 other people did too, and another 100 people had the same ideas. Yeah, that's true. And I'd bet a lot of these people don't even stay as close to the park as I did. Because like I said, my hotel was smack dab right. It was literally right at the entrance of Universal Studios. Like, I can't imagine how early these people are waking up just to go to Universal Studios. Yeah, it's nuts. People in Japan are so serious about their theme parks. So serious. Like, I have theme parks where I'm from, but the people are nowhere as extreme about it as in Japan. In essence, being prepared as much as you can won't save you. Yeah, exactly. It truly is the fastest sprinter wins. So I did come a couple of hours earlier on day 2, right? I think they open. So they would open unofficially. They would let guests in unofficially, starting from, I want to say, 7:30 maybe, 7:30 ish, or 8 a.m. And I was in that crowd of, like, I was one of the first wave of people to get through, right? The moment I got through the gates, people were mad dashing, and to my horror, to my absolute utmost horror, everybody was dashing in the same direction. They were all dashing to one place and one place alone. And you guessed it, it's Super Nintendo World, obviously. It was crazy. Like, so many people were running to the point where they had to have kind of like safety wardens. It had safety wardens like just scattered around the park, holding up signs and like megaphones yelling, please don't run," in Japanese and stuff. And it's just like, wow, I've never seen a situation so bad that they have to have safety people out there telling people not to run. Sounds about right. Yeah, you're experienced, aren't you? But yeah, that is... Oh, the trials and tribulations just to try this cafe out was insane. Like, I'm glad I got to experience it, but I don't know if I ever want to go through that again. Yeah. Oh, I want to show the rest of the cafe. They had like the theming was really cute. Like, it was a really cute cafe. So all around the cafe, they had windows, or well, they had screens basically. They had like TV screens all along the walls, and they were supposed to either emulate toads cooking in the kitchen, you know, like cooking your food, which is really cute because they would move and stuff, and like it's really, you know, it's kind of immersive. And they also had like some of the screens were also showing like views of the outside, so like you could see kind of like a, you know, some like a 3D Mario world outside. So it looks as if like you're eating in a cafe within like the games. And sometimes like you'd have random events, like I don't know, there was like Luigi running around, or like the weather would change. Like it would start raining, like air quotes raining. It was really cute. It was cute just like watching, you know, the different events that would appear on the screens. So yeah. Then we went to my second favorite place in the park, which was Hogwarts. I also really like the theming of this place, and I think it's also one of the newer spots in Universal Studios. But yeah, the crowd the crowd here versus in Super Nintendo World is miles and miles of difference. Like, I could actually like walk in circles here and not bump into people. Well, for the most part, at least. But yeah, I think I like going here just because like there is some some air to breathe and space to walk around. Oh, I want to show you guys this guy on the left. So they have this in Hogwarts, they have this creatures showcase. So they would show off the creatures from that movie. What is it? One of the newer Harry Potter movies. The magical creatures. Fantastic Beasts, yes. Fantastic Beasts movie. So they had a lot of creatures. They showcased a lot of the creatures from that movie. And this guy was like one of the actors who was he was supposed to be a dragon caretaker. And his acting was so good, and he was doing it all while puppeteering that baby dragon. And I kept, because I was in the forefront of the audience, right? So sorry, I haven't been talking into the mic. I hope my audio's been going through. But yeah, the guy's acting was immaculate. And because I was at the front of the crowd, he kept singling me out and going like, "Oh, you know, baby dragons are illegal. We have to watch out for the bad people, the Ministry of Magic." And then he would lock eyes with me, and I'm just like minding my own business, and he would lock eyes with me, and he would say, You look suspicious. Are you from the Ministry of Magic? You're from the Ministry of Magic, aren't you? And then like he would kind of like rally the rest of the audience and be like, "Have you seen this person before at the Ministry of Magic? Is she suspicious?" Yeah, it was kind of it's kind of nerve-wracking being put on the spot. I was just filming. I was just taking pictures and stuff, and guys, this guy's singling me out. Yeah, I didn't know what to say. I just shook my head awkwardly. Sus. Yeah, he thought I was sus. But yeah, it was fun though. Like the actors who I got to watch a lot of the street performances this time. And yeah, the actors are nothing short of amazing in Universal Studios. Like if nothing else, what I like about Universal Studios is how like the quality of the actors and the crew are really good. Yeah, they booted me out. I was too sus. They caught me venting. Ugh. I was just trying to get to Super Nintendo World through the vents. I wasn't being sus. I'm an engineer. Yeah, and of course, I had to get butterbeer. Yeah, butterbeer was also one of my trip bucket lists. Like on my trip bucket list, I really, really wanted to drink butterbeer. And it was a really hot day when I went, so it was it was so satisfying. I didn't know that they had a slushy version of the drink as well. I know they have a hot version of the butterbeer, which I've tried, but I had no idea they had a slushy version. But yeah, it was so good. I tried both. I have to say, I do prefer the original cold one the best. It's the yummiest. What kind of drink is that? Like root beer? I would say I think it is comparable to root beer. It's not exactly a root beer flavor. I would say it's more like a caramel soda. I don't really know how to. It's like a buttercream and caramel flavor. I don't know if caramel is the correct flavor though. It's like a really sweet root beer with buttercream, I think. It looks really good though. It is good. It's really good. And I especially like one thing I really like about the cold butterbeer that is missing from the hot one is that they have the foam. They have the foam on top, which I really like because it's really creamy. I wonder if the one at Tully's is the same. I haven't tried Tully's, so I couldn't tell you. I think I they do sell butterbeer in a can, or like they sell packaged butterbeer in certain stores, like Harry Potter themed stores. I've been to the Harry Potter themed store in London. The one at the so there's like a Harry Potter attraction at London at the King's Cross station, which is supposedly where, where the events in Harry Potter happens, right? So they actually have a whole attraction there, and there is a store there that sells butterbeer, but I don't know if it's the same. I was craving for butterbeer so bad. Like one time I was craving for butterbeer so bad that I I even searched for a recipe to make butterbeer. Like that's how badly I wanted it. But I don't know, like I don't know if I could trust like online recipes. And also, I didn't trust myself to be able to know what I was doing. So I never ended up making it. But I feel like I want to try it someday, because now that I've drank butterbeer again, I feel like there's some things that I would do with it to improve the drink. So I might make a butterbeer cocktail someday. Hmm. Okay, this one. So a bit of background. So my mom, bless her heart, she is a massive Sanrio mega fan. Like, when I say mega fan, I do not say that lightly. Like, she is probably the reason why I'm also into like cute things. Cute things and silly little trinkets. She loves Sanrio so much. So when I saw this, when I saw that there was a My Melody and Kuromi live show at the park, I knew I had to bring her there. And I was the one who was mostly responsible for planning this trip to Universal Studios, right? I was the one planning the itinerary. So the moment I saw that, I was like, we have to catch that one. We have to catch that one. And I didn't tell my parents the plan beforehand. So when I brought my mom here, she was she was so surprised to see My Melody. I didn't even know they had Sanrio in Universal Studios. Does she vote in the Sanrio character contest? Oh yes, she does. Absolutely. I think she was the one who I feel like she was the one who introduced me to it, actually. By the way, guys, don't forget to vote, because I think you can vote weekly. Don't forget to vote for Hanamaru Obake, guys. Vote for my ghosty son. Thank you. But yeah, it was an interesting show. It was an interesting show. I wasn't expecting it to be a mini idol concert. It really felt, so this show really felt like baby's first baby's first idol concert. There was the whole like call outs, there was the whole what do you call that, like the light stick, like waving light sticks and stuff. We were taught to like, oh, this is how you wave the light stick, and this is the light stick, and they were selling the light sticks at the souvenir store. So yeah, it was literally like an idol concert. It was cute. Sorry, I don't know how many of you guys are actually interested in Sanrio, but I thought I just had to like mention that. Oh, then we saw, yeah, Wotage, exactly, yeah, that one. The Wotage, they were doing the Wotage. And then we saw the not the cast of Wicked. I mean, we saw the characters from Wicked, Glinda and Alphaba. And yeah, I thought it was so cool. Like their acting was, again, like the characters were really truly in character. They were so good at acting their parts, you know. I wanted to show this partially because like seeing this photo reminded me of like something interesting, I guess. Ariana Grande herself was she actually? Did she did she do like a meet and greet as Glinda here? Wait, that would be crazy. Whoa. It's always nice hearing you talk about your things though, even when I'm not as interested. Oh, that's nice to hear. Well, I hope it's interesting enough for you. I'm always afraid that, you know, if I talk about things that people aren't interested about, it'll be kind of boring. But yeah, that's kind of reassuring to hear. But yeah, I wanted to bring up this Wicked meetup because so my dad wanted to take pictures with the witches, right? And while we were queuing up to get photos, I saw one person meet Glinda. Like she got to take a picture with Glinda and she straight up cried. And then I saw another person do the same with Alphaba. So like I don't know, I thought that was really, it's kind of sweet, you know? Like I just imagine, you know, maybe, you know, I guess these people don't get to go, they probably don't get to go to theme parks much. And you know, they're clearly really, really big fans of the franchise. So I guess like meeting these characters, you know, even if it's not the original cast, it must mean like a lot to them. You know, it's like meeting their idol. Yeah, I just thought it was, yeah, it was really sweet. Oh, my voice. I think I need to drink some water. Be right back. Hello, I am back with a slightly moister throat. So yeah, moving on from that. Ooh, then there was nighttime. So I really wanted to take pictures of Hogwarts at night. Oh, sorry, not Hogwarts. What do they call it? The Wizarding World of Harry Potter. That's what the area is called. So I really wanted to go to this area at night because I know that the photos will be phenomenal. Like, the view is beautiful. Yeah, I guess like the way they made the place, especially the flooring, the kind of flooring they use for this area, it's kind of shiny if you can see. Excuse me. Yeah, it's kind of shiny. It kind of looks like the ground is wet, which is very on theme because the entire area, if you can see, like all the buildings, they're kind of dappled with snow. So it's meant to look like a wintry, you know, like it's in the middle of winter and snowing, just like in the Harry Potter movies. So I thought it was really neat that they decided to go with really reflective flooring, because it looks so cool at night. And I actually, after taking this picture, I realized how much it looks like Edinburgh. I don't know if any of you guys are from the UK or if you've been to visit Edinburgh before, but this, like, Hogwarts, it really reminds me of the streets of Edinburgh. Like, to me, when I was looking at these photos, they look almost one-to-one. Well, not one-to-one, but they look straight out of Edinburgh, honestly. Like, I feel like I'm in the UK again. You know. It's really beautiful. I really liked seeing it. Like, seeing all the lights. And yeah, honestly, I I wanted to take pictures of this area at night, specifically because I wanted to take oshikatsu pictures with Rocky's acrylic stand. Because I knew it would make a really pretty picture for our raccoon witch. Yeah. Oh, and you guys, did you guys know? Just like the interactive wristbands that you have to buy in Super Nintendo World that allow you to play like the various interactive games around the park, you can also buy a wand. Did you guys know that? You can buy a wand here in Harry Potter World, and it would allow you to interact with all these different things around the area. So, for example, this train. Which team did you pick? I want you guys to guess. I've actually taken the quiz, the official quiz, because I'm a bit of a Potterhead. So I've taken the quiz before. I've taken the quiz, I want to say 3 times, and I've gotten the same result twice and a different result once. I want you guys to guess which house I've most consistently gotten. You seem like a Hufflepuff. That's actually the one result I got that was different than my usual result. So yeah, that's a good guess. I wonder if you guys can guess. Well, there's only 4 houses. I mean, if it's not Hufflepuff, it's one of the other 3, right? Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know if I relate to that house very much in terms of the traits. I would say I feel most like a Hufflepuff, but Golden Deer. Golden Deer? What is that? Golden Deer? The blue one. Wow, you guys guessed all the wrong ones. Well, actually, yeah, when I take the quiz, I usually get Slytherin. But it seems to be a really common house that people get anyway. Not the snaky one. Actually, the snaky one. Actually, the snaky one. Yes, I am a Slytherin. Surprise! Yeah, I don't know. Based on the... Slytherin? Slytherin? How could it be? Isn't that the evil one? Yes, it is the evil one. What if I'm secretly evil, guys? I do take it as a compliment that you guys are not guessing Slytherin, though, but... Yeah, I don't know. I took the quiz, but... I don't know. What is the traits of Slytherin? It's like cunning and ambition. I don't really know. Like, who in the world is going to relate to being cunning? I mean, I guess a few people, but it sounds kind of like you have to be a shitty person to like proudly claim that you're cunning, right? Like, I don't know if that's a complimentary thing. I guess it shows that you're witty, but it also shows that you're morally bankrupt, right? Bro thinks she's evil. Hey, I don't. The quiz does. It's not me. Okay, I didn't choose that. Maybe that dragon guy was onto some. Oh shit. It could be. It could be. You know, he saw right through me. But yeah, I think in terms of the descriptive qualities, I think I'm most like a Hufflepuff. You know, I love animals. I don't know what else they're associated with. Loyalty? Seems kind of like a generic personality trait, but I guess so. But yeah. Anyway, so this train, yeah, I have to tell you guys about this train. I have like a kind of a funny story about this train. So so like I said, you could wave your wand and things would happen around the park, right? So for this train in particular, if you waved your wand enough, like if you tried hard enough, you could essentially make the train come alive. Like it'll light up and steam will come out of the like the vents and stuff, and it will go really loud, you know. So it's really cool. So what happened was, so I saw this guy. He struts up to the train like confidently. Like this guy, like he looks like he owns the place, right? He makes the train come alive, and then he does this. I don't even know how to describe it, but like he does this thing where he helped. So he was wearing the whole, and he was wearing the whole like Hogwarts get up too. Like he was wearing a Gryffindor robe, like the whole Gryffindor robe and stuff. So he made the train come alive with like the fanciest and most like professional looking wand waving technique. And then once he made the train come alive, he lifted his cape with one hand. You know, like he grabbed his cape and he swooshed it around his body, and you know, like he twirled his, not like twirling his cape, like he swished his cape around his body, and then he struts out like a queen, like an absolute queen. Oh, and before that, he also like he had a whole sheath or something, or a case for his wand, and he sheathed it like a sword. he put his wand into his scabbard, and he marched off like a queen. Like I don't even know how to, just think of like the most dramatic theater kid type of vibes. Like he twirled his cape, he sheathed his wand, and he marched off like a king or like a queen. Like amazing. Like I was this close to like walking up to him and saying like, oh, kakoi desu. Because he was so confident, and like he really owned it. He looked like he'd done that like 50 times just that day alone. And I mean, he probably did, because right after he did that, he went right back to like the back of the queue to do it again. Yeah, dude, that guy he had like maximum aura. Like I'm not even kidding. It was the most Chad thing I'd witnessed all day. Yeah, it was so funny, but also so cool. Like I like seeing people actually, you know, I think, you know, people really like enjoy going to these places and dressing up and like really role playing into like a character, and I think that's really cool. Like I like the fact that there are spaces for people who, you know, who want to live out their fantasies, basically. Yeah, you know, adults can have fun too. Yeah, this guy was like middle-aged too. Like he wasn't a kid or anything. He had to be like, yeah, like straight middle-aged, or like younger middle-aged. People being nerds and having fun, right? Like I love to see that. I wish people were more like daring. Like I wish people were less afraid of being whimsical, I guess. You know, just have fun. You know, don't need to be so serious. I wish I could be like that though. Like I say all that, but I think I'd be too self-conscious. Like I'm a very self-conscious person, especially in public. Like I you know, like my extent of whimsy would be like carrying a bunch of trinkets around or an Ita bag. Like I don't know if I could like mog like this dude did. Excuse me. I'd agree, right? But also to have the confidence to pull that off is insane. I bet that guy probably has an annual pass, and he probably goes every weekend or every, well, it wasn't even the weekend, it was a weekday. Goes like every other day after work just to do that. Just to aura farm. Like, I have no doubt. Like, bro knew what he was doing. Like, he knew his spells, you know, he knew his Wingardium Leviosas and his Expelliarmus. For sure. 100%. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't have the guts to compliment him either. I wish I did. I admire people like that. Then... Ooh, yeah. And that's the end of the Universal Studios arc, actually. And now, on to another place that is super niche that I was very excited about, that I only learned about a few months ago. It was kind of like a last-minute plan to go here. But this is Awaji Island. I can't tell you exactly where it is because I'm not too sure. Because I think my dad did most of the navigating for this one. But yeah, it's Nijigen no Mori. I think the name of the park is called Nijigen no Mori. And it's located on an island called Awaji Island, which is about like an hour away from Osaka. Don't think, just act. Better than regretting things you wish you did. That is true. That is true. But you know, there's always the fear that like, oh, what if I'm saying something stupid? Then, you know, I'm gonna think about this embarrassing moment for the rest of my life. Or what if my Japanese just doesn't translate? It doesn't translate well. Like, I probably would have been more daring if I was, you know, in a country where I could speak the language fluently, but I think because like the only words I could think of was like, what do I say, like, oh, sugoi, or like kakoi or something. Like I didn't do it. Yeah, the giant slime from Dragon Quest. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I was saying, yeah, this is the park is called Nijigen no Mori. And it's basically, I don't know how to classify this place actually. Is it like a giant theme park? It's kind of like a giant theme park, but it's also free. It's a park. Okay, it's a park with attractions, with lots of like pop culture attractions. So here's some of the spoilers. Ooh. Here's some of the attractions that they had. They had like a Dragon Quest attraction, but you know, obviously I came here for one thing and one thing only. Ta-da! Well, you already saw it, but ta-da! Godzilla! And a giant one too. It's massive, by the way. Like, actually massive. I can show you the scale. You'll be able to see the scale in my other pictures later, but this is basically like, if you're not comfortable, it's fine, but I'll always be a proponent of people having fun and doing the things they want to do. So yeah, I am too. It's like, it's something that I also like encourage people to do. It's just I myself, like, you know, I guess it's advice that I like to tell myself because I know I have trouble embracing whimsy, or like embracing whimsy in public at least. Like, I'm kind of afraid to be myself sometimes. So yeah, but I'm working on it, you know, one trinket at a time. He's so cool. He is so cool. That keychain is amazing, right? Well, it's actually 3 keychains that I hooked together in a single carabiner. And I bought them all in Don Quixote, actually. Yeah, you get eaten. Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen this before? It's basically a giant Godzilla head that you ride a flying fox. What do you call that? What is the other name for a flying fox? You zip line. Yeah, it's a zip line through Godzilla's mouth. Look at that. He's huge. This is how it works basically. Yes, zip line. So if you look at the picture, oh my god, this is so ugly. Sorry, this is really bothering me. I'm just gonna delete this. Yeah, if you look at the picture on the left, that's basically how the zipline works. So there's a couple of lines, so multiple people can go together. But so there's two roles in this zipline that you can choose. You can choose the path that I think they call it in lore, they called it the Godzilla, I don't know, like gut. You get to, so basically you get to either investigate Godzilla's innards, or you get to observe him like from the outside. So what that means is basically you get to zipline either along his body, or you get to go through the mouth. I'm so surprised that Shin Goji is still around. Would have expected him getting replaced. Glad Shin Goji is still around. He's my favorite. So I was super psyched when I saw this. I was like, there's no way that there's an attraction built specifically around Shin Godzilla, my favorite Godzilla. Yeah, so yeah, the lore that they made for this attraction was super cool actually, and I really want to tell you guys about it. So yeah, Shin Goji is a weird creature. I love him. Right? I love him because he's weird. He grows from a fish. And his teenage phase, I forget the name, but I love his fish phase, like his fishy teenage phase so much. He's so cute. Like, you've never seen another Goji like that. Like, he's so unique looking. Yeah, so the lore that they made for this specific attraction was super cool. So Toho Animations, they actually created a special cinematic just for this attraction. And basically what this cinematic explained was that, you know, how the story goes is that Godzilla has infiltrated Japan, right? As usual, as Goji does, you know, like just Goji being Goji. So he infiltrates Japan, and what the government decided to do, or like the defense forces have decided to do, is to lure Goji into this island, Awaji Island. Tyru, goodbye. Thank you for being here. Thanks so much for dropping by. I hope you have a good day. See you. I hope I see you again. Yeah, so they lure Goji to Awaji Island, right? And after they lured him, I think what they do is they've dug some like trenches with mines in the ground. So when the moment Goji, you know, like is lured onto this spot on the island, the mines will explode and, you know, essentially trapping him in the ground. And then once Goji is enraged, they drop, I think, what did they call it? Like deactivators into his mouth. And what these deactivators do basically is they make him dormant. So he's not dead, like it doesn't kill him. He's just in a perpetual state of inactivity. Like he just freezes. Like basically like, you know, like what he looks like to us now. And so your mission in this universe, in this lore, is to investigate, like to do research on Goji, you know, in order to find a way to like eradicate him for good. And also you're supposed to destroy his cells. Like you're supposed to destroy his cells and prevent it from regenerating, which is another part of the attraction where it's kind of like a shooter. Like you get to shoot his cells. You get to go to a booth and shoot at his cells after you're done with the zip line. So that was cool. And yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what to say. Well, I mentioned that there's two paths to the zip line, right? So you can either go through Goji's mouth or you can zip line through his body. But I don't think I've seen a single person opt for like the body, because you know everyone wants to go through Goji's mouth, understandably. And you know, when you go through Goji's mouth, like it actually like lights up. You know, like it starts flashing lights inside, so like it's super cool. Like why would you want to go through the body when you can just look at his body from the outside of the attraction? So, you know, clearly everyone is gonna choose like the obvious pick, which is to zipline to his mouth. Did they explain all that in Japanese? They explained it in Japanese, yes, but they had English subtitles, so it was pretty tourist friendly, because it's a pretty popular, I guess, tourist destination. So yeah, I went with my parents. So you could only have 2 people on a line. So like my parents went together. I saw them getting swallowed by Goji. How many of you can say, you know, with your whole chest that you saw your parents get swallowed by Goji and live to see another day? Like I don't think the average person gets to say that. So I thought that was super cool. Yeah, so I went on it solo. It was really fun. It was really fun. Like I have to say, the distance of the zipline was probably close to maybe 300 meters, around, yeah, 300 meters ish, or 300 to 400. So it was a pretty long zip line, and it was pretty high too. Like I was pretty mesmerized by the view on the way to Goji's mouth, to the point where I forgot to look at Goji while I was on the zip line. I was just admiring the view. I was like, wow, look at these mountains and these trees. And before I knew it, I was like, oh wait, teeth above me. But yeah, so fun. I recommend it. I surprisingly, I don't hear about this attraction too much. Granted, the area itself is pretty empty. Like besides the scattered attractions, like it really does look like an ordinary park, like a park, like a, you know, like a, not a theme park, like just a regular park. But it's got like buildings that are themed after Demon Slayer and Godzilla and Dragon Quest. There was also there was Monster Hunter too. And I did like play an attraction there, which I will show later. But yeah, there was also a Naruto or Boruto section, but it was at the other it was quite a bit of a walk from where the Godzilla attraction was. And because this was such a huge park, yeah, Monster Hunter, it was a what do you say, like a virtual real, not a virtual reality, like a motion controlled hunt style. Yeah, I'll get to that in a bit. I wanna talk about... Where was I? Sorry, my brain is a bit scattered. I'm a bit tired. But yeah, the park... Oh, I was talking about how the park was like super huge. Like, just to get from one end of Godzilla to the other end of the Godzilla area was, I want to say, like a couple of minutes, like a 5-minute walk. It was huge. It was huge. Oh, you played it! You played... Is it the... I forgot what the name was. Monster Hunter Field? Was it? It's the one with the motion controls, right? What weapon did you pick? What's the lore explanation for coming out Goji's back? There's no lore. Okay, actually there is kind of lore. So what you're seeing here actually is supposedly Goji coming out of the ground. So you're not really supposed to see from afar, you're not supposed to be able to tell that people are coming out of Goji's back. The way they made it was so that it looks like Goji is trapped in the soil, basically. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, after the attraction, there was also a Godzilla museum. There's a Godzilla museum, and it has so many cool dioramas, and they were huge too. Like this diorama, I think it was around my height. Like Goji himself was like at my eye level, I would say. It's beautiful. Wait, maybe it was a different because I had like a... Oh yeah, I didn't have a VR headset. I just had a belt, like a motion tracking belt, and a motion sensing stick. Yeah. I think it might have been a different one. Did you go recently, or was it a couple of years back? Because maybe they might have updated it. Could be. Yeah. Then there was this diorama of... There were a lot of big dioramas. These are huge dioramas, by the way. You can literally see the ceiling. Like Mothra's about to touch the ceiling. It was a couple of years. Ah, yeah. They might have updated it. Yeah. It was so cool though. I wonder if VR would have been more fun and immersive. Must have been fun. You should go try the new one. It's pretty fun too. And it kind of rewards repeated hunting. Life-size dioramas for Phobos. I wish! Oh my gosh, I wish this was my room. Like, I would just have Mothra hanging above my bed so that she can wish me good night every night. I love Mothra so much. She, along with Godzilla and King Ghidorah, are my favorite kaijus. Alright. And then they had like a model. They had like a tinier version of the giant one. And oh, you can see the people next to his mouth for scale. Yeah. So that's how big the Godzilla was. It's really hard to capture something that huge on camera. So I had to keep using my 0.5 lens, and I don't think it really captured very well just how huge this statue was. Yeah, then there's a lot of just like photos. I'm just gonna show you some photos of what they had at the museum. It's like Mecha King Ghidorah. And then, oh yeah, they had like a whole section for Destoroyah too. Destoroyah. Yeah. So cool. Oh, and then I took the liberty to... Oh my god. I took the liberty to pick some fancy perspective diorama shots. I don't know if I did a very good job. They are kind of half-assed because I was in a rush, but yeah, I thought they were so cool that they deserved some fancy photo taking. And then I went to the cafe after that, and the food was so cute. Look at this Mothra white curry. It's so cute, and it actually tasted good too. I don't think I've ever tried white curry. I think this is my first time. It was so good. And then I had a Godzilla strawberry cream puff, which was supposed to be shaped like Shin Godzilla. It's so cute. Food. Yes, this is where I start talking more about food again. Oh yeah, here's the Monster Hunter thing. North. I think it might be different from yours, cuz yeah, all I got was this motion. It's like a Wii mode basically. I felt like I was just playing the Wii. Like I paid 1800 yen to play the Wii for like 2 minutes. Yeah, so the way you played, so this attraction is really cool actually. So the battle itself does take only like 2 to 3 minutes. Like you have like 3 minutes or something to slay the monster, but like the bulk of the time taken when you play this attraction is gathering resources. So the interesting thing about this park is that they have a lot of these crates, these Monster Hunter crates scattered across the park, and then they give you this NFC tag, like a charm that you could scan on the crates to kind of like gather, gather items. So you could gather palicos, you could gather potions, you could gather other stuff that would help you in battle. And then it would all get registered into your charm, and then you can, like, once you're done gathering, you could return back to where the attraction starting point was, and then you get to fight like a monster, right? And they have something that I thought was super interesting and unique, and quite a smart way to get people to keep coming back for more, was that they had an HR system. So you know how in Monster Hunter you have levels, like hunter ranks? They had that too for this attraction. So each time you gathered stuff and each time you slayed a monster, you would basically gain like EXP, like hunter points. And you could rank up. Like you could literally rank up in this real life Monster Hunter simulator. It was super cool. And when you ranked up, at the end of the at the exit, they'll give you a hunter rank card as proof that, oh, like you're hunter rank level 2 now. And if you reach like higher when you reach higher hunter ranks, you get to fight even more monsters. So as far as I know, you can only fight 3 monsters in this attraction. So that's like an actual physical card. Well, it's more like a paper card. So it's kind of like just like a little postcard or like a business card sized card. So nothing that fancy. But the charm itself, you get to keep the charm. It's a souvenir. But the next time you come back and you bring the charm, it has all your data in it. So like if you scan it, it records your hunter rank, what you've hunted, I think like weapons you've used. Yeah, so it's super cool. It's like an actual arcade game that saves your progress. And they were also selling multiple hunts. They were also selling packages where you could hunt multiple times. And I guess that's for people who wanted to fight. Because I think if you reach Hunter rank 2, you get to fight Zenogre. Yeah, like an arcade game card. Exactly. It reminds me of those like Initial D. I know that they used to have or they still have it. Like Initial D, you would have a card that would store all your data. So every time you went to the arcade, you could just scan it and play. Yeah, it was pretty much like that. Hmm. Yeah, so at rank 2, you get to fight Zinogre, and then at rank 3, you get to fight Mizutsune. So that was so cool. That was really cool. I fought the Rathalos because that was the beginner Hunter rank 1 monster. It was really easy. And it was so cool. Like they made you do actual motions, right? Because it's a motion track game. So it's like the Wii, but because they're also tracking your motion with a motion tracking belt, they can tell where you are in the room, and they can tell when you jump. So whenever the monster attacked, you had like a window of time to jump or to move to a safe area. So they'll indicate to you, like, if there's like a green light flashing, you have to like go to that green area within this, like, the small window of time that you had in order to dodge the monster's attack. Do they reuse the animations from the games? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah. And then and this was something that I didn't know until, well, in hindsight, it's kind of dumb of me to not realize, but if you were using a melee weapon, you literally have to be right up at the screen and attacking, like, to attack the monster. Because I kept standing in the middle of the room thinking that I could just slash the Rathalos from that distance. But like all of my hits were missing and I was getting so frustrated. I was like, why is this guy not taking any damage? I was getting kind of agitated. And then I realized, oh, I'm too far away. Yeah, so you actually have to physically, run around the room to fight. That was pretty cool. Like a very light workout. Yeah. Yeah. And then, oh, there was this giant inflatable Zinogre right outside at the park entrance. And I only realized it was inflatable when I went up close to it. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts, guys? Does this look like an inflatable statue to you guys? Because it didn't to me. Like, it's so detailed for an inflatable statue. It's so cool. Oh yeah, there you go. The name of the attraction is Monster Hunter The Field. Yeah, it wasn't XR anymore. It looks so detailed, right? Like, even, like, I don't know how they made the shapes on his horn, so I don't know. It's so like, how do you do that with a balloon? It's essentially a balloon, right? Like a fabric balloon. Sasuga Japan and their quality, right? They're so advanced with their technology and stuff. Especially when it comes to, well, not just that, but like their geek culture. It's so advanced. Like, fans of pop culture in Japan are truly winning. Like, truly. Gotta poke it and find out if it's actually inflated. Don't you dare hurt my boy. Zinogre was my favorite monster for so many years, up till X came out? Was it X? Well, basically, once I saw Mizutsune, Zinogre became second place. Because I love Mizutsune's design so much. I love Mizutsune. I still love Zinogre, but but yeah, it was so fun. It was so fun. Yeah, I'd love to be able to visit again. Maybe the next time I visit, they'll have another new attraction for Monster Hunter. You know, I'm surprised that they downgraded from VR to motion tracking though, because it seems like VR would have been a lot more technologically modern, I guess. Maybe people were damaging the VR headsets. Maybe it was a cost thing. I feel like the West is catching up a lot lately though. Oh, really? I think I got places mixed up. The XR was at USJ. Oh, yeah. I know that USJ had a lot of Monster Hunter events in the past years. And every time I go to Japan, I'm always missing it by like mere months, and it's so annoying. But I think this is probably the first time I got to experience a proper Monster Hunter attraction in Japan. Yeah, so pretty memorable. And then then it was my last day. It was my last day in Japan. So I spent the last day in Japan pretty chill, honestly, because one, I was exhausted, and two, my flight was pretty early, so we didn't want to go anywhere too far out anyway, so I could quickly get to my airport bus shuttle. But yeah, I ended up going to Osaka, like Osaka Station, and I forget which mall this is. It is a Daimaru. And they had all the same stores that Shinsaibashi Suji had. So I was basically kind of I just tried to visit the stores that I didn't get to visit at Shinsaibashi Suji. So I went to the Nintendo store, and then I went to the Pokemon Center. But yeah, the Pokemon Center here was pretty small though, I have to say, compared to the ones in Tokyo. Because I visited the one in Tokyo, I feel like, or maybe because I went as a child, everything felt so big. I just felt like the one here was kind of small in comparison. Was it the Umeda? Yes, I think this was Umeda. Yes. Yeah, so this is the Umeda store. Thought it wasn't too big, but it was still nice. And then there was this store. There was this store that sold weapons, like huge weapons. I thought it was really cool. I don't really know where most of these weapons are from, to be honest, but I think they're meant to be sold as cosplay props. So that's pretty cool. Like, I haven't actually seen like cosplay dedicated stores up till now. Yeah, super cool. Look at all those swords. I thought it was so neat. And apparently if you bought a weapon from the store, they would give you a free photo shoot in store. Like, they'll take your picture for you. So that was cute. Your average weeaboo room. Yeah. Wish it were mine. I mean, I would consider myself a little bit of a weeaboo, but instead of swords on my wall, I have Godzilla. Yeah. Speaking of Godzilla, I'm sorry, you might be getting tired of this, but yay! This was the Godzilla, and this was the Godzilla that they had at the Umeda store. So yeah, I mentioned that they have different Godzillas in all the different stores, and this is the one that they had in Umeda. Yeah. And yeah, I'm surprised though, like every store I went to, they seem to be selling, like I was expecting them to sell, I guess, like the same things, but they had like a quite a wide range of different products per store. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then, oh, because when I came to Japan, I really, more than the food, like the dishes themselves, I was more excited to get to eat the snacks. So, ta-da! These are like my these are top on my list in terms of snacks that I wanted to have when I went to Japan. I think dango, especially the mitarashi dango, that is the top of my list besides strawberry sando. Mm. I love mitarashi dango, and it's so hard to find good quality ones elsewhere. The ones I can find, they're not fresh. They're either not fresh or they don't taste authentic. Yeah, mitarashi dango. I love it. And then I had some daifuku mochi. These were so delicious. The pictures don't do it justice. I took a really bad photo because I was in the mall. I couldn't get like a good lighting. But yeah, these daifuku mochi are so good. I don't know if you can see my palm, but they're bigger than my palm. Combined with the strawberries, they're bigger than my whole palm. So yeah, you can imagine. And the strawberries were so... Oh, it's the best strawberries I've had in ages. So good. They're so fresh and so juicy and so sweet. Why can't the strawberries here be that good? I really wish I could bring them home, but I guess, the point, the whole point of these snacks is that they're meant to be consumed fresh. And yeah, they probably wouldn't taste as good if I brought them back. There was a period during the pandemic where my day consisted of waking up at noon in the summer, going to the konbini, and picking a couple can of 9% lemondo and dango and just watching V until dusk. Wow, that sounds like the dream. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, the pandemic sucks, but konbini food, if you're stuck in Japan, I would imagine it's not that bad considering the konbini food is absolutely chef's kiss. My tummy rumbling. Yeah, me too. We can suffer together, Rose. We can suffer together. I did this to myself. And you guys. Yeah. Because I want you guys to suffer with me. Those days were the best, yeah. It's definitely not a good period of time, but I have to say, for someone who's kind of a shut-in and a hermit, it wasn't too bad, I guess. Yeah. And I forget what the rice cakes on the bottom right are called, but these are my new favorite Japanese snacks. I had them recently back here at a restaurant that were really, really good. And yeah, I was so sold. I told myself, when I go to Japan, I need to eat this one too. I forgot what they're called though. But they're so good. They're basically roasted rice cake. And they're roasted with soy sauce, I believe, and wrapped in seaweed. But yeah, so delicious. They're so good when you eat them fresh. I wish I could have some Well, I did end up bringing a lot of mochi back home, like box mochi, but nothing hits the same as fresh daifuku with fresh strawberries. Ah. Yeah. Oh. I just wanted to share this because I visited the Sylvanian family store at the mall. And they had this little guy on display, and I just have to share it because it's so cute. It's so cute. It's this little guy has sat down on this bench with wet paint, and now his butt is red. Oh, this is so precious. Yeah, it's so cute. I could never. I've always wanted to get into Sylvanian families, but they were always too expensive. Like my child ass could never. Couldn't. Yeah, I did get a few as gifts over the years, but yeah, so I have like a really tiny collection. Ah, it's so cute. And then this was my meal right before I flew off. So I had one last udon. Man, I'm so boring. I'm either eating gyudon or udon. But this udon is a bit different than the last one. So as you can see, it's got a bit of a curry base, but it also didn't taste like standard Japanese curry. I don't really know. Like, it was spicier. It had a spicier flavor. Not in terms of like the spiciness level, but the flavor itself tasted like it had more spices. If you know what I mean. So it was a bit different, and they also put like tons of cheese on it. It looks difficult to slurp. Oh, I was fearing for my life. I think I was wearing white that day too. I don't know why I decided to do that. The cashier actually offered me an apron to eat with, and I was like, "Oh no, daijoubu." I said daijoubu. And then I regretted it immediately. And the only reason I said no was because I don't know, because I didn't know what she was saying at first, and I was just like, I just wanted to like be like, "Oh no, it's okay." Before realizing, oh, I probably needed that apron. Were they just senbei on a skewer? I think so. I don't know. Like, are you referring to the rice balls? It wasn't. It was not. Yeah, it was not daijoubu. Yeah, the rice cakes. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I prefer. I think I prefer the normal, like the regular udon. Just because I don't know, the spicy curry didn't mix too well with the flavor of the udon, and I couldn't really taste the cheese either. As a cheese lover, as a fellow cheese fanatic, I was kind of disappointed that I couldn't really taste the cheese. So, yeah, this one was not for the books, unfortunately. And then, yeah, it was still good. I just prefer the regular one. Especially the one I tried on my second day that had the thick creamy broth. That one was divine. Japan's cheese game is sorely lacking. Ooh, you say that, but I thoroughly am a fan of Sukiya's triple cheese gyudon bowl. I think the cheese adds so much to the gyudon. I've tried that same exact dish, the triple cheese gyudon, in other countries before, and they just don't hit the same. They do not hit the same as they do in Japan. So at least there's that. Yeah, ponderings! Another one on my list. I really, really, really wanted to eat ponderings, especially from Mr. Donut, Misto, because I remember eating the donuts from here, and they were so good. They were so good. I just had to come back. And everyone keeps talking about ponderings, and I don't know. It's so hard to find where I am. Oh, the picture on the right was, after you bite the ponderings, they actually end up looking like little caterpillars. So my mom noticed that and she pointed it out to me. So she made another one with the other donuts. So now you have two little pondering caterpillars. Yeah, my mom is super whimsical. She's way more whimsical than I am, honestly. Like I aspire to be half the whimsy she is. Yeah, she is my inspiration. But yeah, that is about it, guys. That is all the pictures I have. I think I showed a lot actually. I when I thought of doing this stream, I wasn't planning on I guess I wasn't planning on showing that many photos, but after I started um after I started compiling these slides, I realized that I had, I don't know, like 200 photos or something to show. But yeah, that is my trip. A little over 8 days. I think it was an 8-day trip. And I think I covered a lot, you know? Pretty proud of what I managed to achieve in a mere 8 days. Yeah. And now my house is full of Godzilla plushies all of a sudden. What's yeah, 8 days. Yeah, I don't have a lot of time for travel, to be honest. It took my parents quite a lot of, well, it took a lot of convincing on their end for me to actually follow them, because initially I was kind of like, oh, I'm too busy, and I am busy. But you know what? You don't get to travel with family all the time. Especially the older you get. I just feel like I need to start cherishing the opportunities I have to spend time with my family. One day I will visit. Oh, you should, Rose. You should. I think you would absolutely love it. You should go. Glad you had fun. I mean, I live here, but always love hearing about all the adventures people have here. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed hearing my adventures, although I may not have maximized in the right areas, such as food, but I think I got to see quite a few spots that are kind of, I would consider kind of like once in a lifetime experiences, like the museum and Awaji. Like a guilty pleasure of mine. Always love seeing where people go and the things they like. Yeah, I mean, it is your home, so you would be kind of curious how people are, what kinds of things tourists are interested in. Yeah. You ate the Kinopio Cafe. That's all that matters. So true. Oh yes, that one. That is the number one. Once in a lifetime thing. I don't think I could ever go through that again. I mean, I could, but I don't hate myself enough to make myself go through that again. So yeah, that one is a certified once in a lifetime experience for sure. Oh. Well, guys, my voice is beat. I haven't yapped this much in a while. How long have I not streamed? When did I last stream? Like, it was nearly 2 weeks ago, I think. And then, yeah, ever since I came back, it's been work, work, work. And like even now, like tomorrow, I have to prepare for some pretty big work stuff, and I've got a work trip to prepare for. Yes, more traveling. More traveling. Aw. And this time not for pleasure, so not really looking forward to that. Back to the monotony. Thank you so much for sharing. It's really nice hearing you yap and wind down from your trip. Yeah, I really wanted to talk about it because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like these are things that maybe would interest you guys, but more than anything, I just really wanted to talk about them. So, really glad you guys sat down and listened to me talk. Yeah. I may not be the most eloquent person, but yeah, I'm really glad that you guys stick around to listen anyway. Yeah. Well, I have a bunch of things to prepare for. Like I said, I should have I should have a more freer week next week or the following week. So definitely want to stream more then. But yeah, for now, Phobos needs to rest her voice and Phobos needs to catch her Z's. So with that, thank you so much everyone for being here. Thank you so much for listening to me, for chatting and or even lurking. I really appreciate it. I'm surprised people people still remember me or care about my existence even after I went on a mini hiatus. Thank you. But yeah, I hope I get to see you guys again. Hopefully I'll get to stream next week. We'll see. But yeah. Alright, good night everyone. Take care. And hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.